be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here.
Alrighty then. Alrighty. So, recapping last session, it was time for the group to seek out Balar once again. A little apprehension since things have drastically changed since their last meeting only a day prior. Balar immediately took a lunch break and asked the patrons to leave, somewhat forcibly, and when they were alone, pulled them back into his staging area, and here words were had. Expectations met and disappointments assumed. But all in all, Balar adopted a don't tell Annabelle style about everything.
Who's Annabelle?
Oh, whoops, I think I have names mixed up.
I mean, she's a creepy doll, but...
I think Annabelle's Group 2's mom's name. That's why it's a mix up on my part because your mother's name is Ame, so it's another A name, so it just fucking. So not Annabelle. Don't tell Ame. Situation. He took this about everything before leading the group out to his wares. Here, much showmanship was had as Bryn was in the market for a new
No, if
shield.
you're trying to talk to us, you're muted.
Yeah. But I'm not to the stream, so that's what matters. But yes, like I said, it is my fault. Ame and Annabelle, two different A's. Okay. So don't tell Ame style about everything before leading the group out to his wares. Here much showmanship was had as Bryn was in the market for a new shield, and Balor was very proud of his collection. Bryn ultimately decided, after seeing almost all of what Balor had to offer, and the group left Balor to head back to the Fluffy Pegasus, with them only needing to give Balor the word, and he would set up the meeting with the manufacturer. As the group were finally able to get a long rest, Racha went in search of Nori the next morning, offering Trenzimir necklace, the no longer attuned rapier back, but got no response. So he then took a bath in their hot tub. After a bit of time, Kaporn went in search of Racha and eventually also made his way to Bryn and Nori's room, ultimately reveling in the fact of how gaudy the room is, but loving it like the bard he is. Since most were here anyway, they sent word down to Rashi and they had a full meeting in the honey room suite of the Fluffy Pegasus, discussing their overall goals and direction. Once this meeting finally completed. So, you guys had your long rest, you had your discussions, you each had your own experience in Bryn and Nori's room. Kaporin, I believe we ended with you just finishing your guys' conversation. And this is when Kaporin would snap. The vibrating would stop on the bed. You know, it only lasts for a couple minutes. So the vibrating stopped, and that snaps Kaporin out of his wanderlust. And he kind of turns around, realizing that everyone's in the room now. And it looks like they had a serious meeting, but zoned out.
So you've got all that prepared?
Sure. Got it.
Again?
Cool. So you're gonna lead us into battle, right? That's what you said.
Totally. What are we fighting?
Racha pulls the lever again.
We're trying to pull the lever again. Come on. What? And just kind of like lays back down and is like, "Oh, sure, whatever you say."
Just
And
thumbs
looks
up
back
from the
towards
bed.
the rest of them and is like, that'll right shut them up.
But as far as timeline goes, it's roughly about 9 or 10 in the morning. So the day is ultimately up to you guys. You know, eventually you have to make it down to Balar and to the fifth disc. Sorry. No, yeah, sixth
do-
disc. Sixth. Sorry.
I do want to ask Balar about how these people, if these people have magic wards or not, because although we're not doing anything offensive, I would like to have at least some backup in place just in case we fuck up.
Bryn casts mirror image. All right, never mind.
Yeah, I don't know. My Zoom froze, came back, and then in a minute froze. So sorry.
It's all good.
Impressive.
Was it, was tonight Rashi's parents' dinner? Or
It's tomorrow. We all said, hey, let's do the meeting tomorrow, and we're supposed to have dinner before the meeting, and then go to the meeting. Well, you and Bryn are going to the Racha and Bryn are going to the meeting. The rest of us,
But since you guys had a long rest, it's now today.
oh, okay, yeah, that's right. We just have to kill time, basically.
So what time is it that we woke up, I guess?
Well, like I said, right now after you guys' conversations, about 9 or 10 in the morning. Because shortly after waking up is when Rachas sought out Nori.
Well, Rachad doesn't really have anything else to do for the time being that I can think of, at least.
You guys
Yeah,
do know
we're-
you have to go tell Balar that you want the meeting to get scheduled.
Oh, I thought we already did that.
Yeah.
Well,
had
he
told-
said, because yesterday he said, I can set it up for today or tomorrow.
And we said tomorrow, which would be today now.
Yes, but until you guys go and talk to him and either get a time or give him a time, he's like, yeah, tomorrow, bro. Sometime.
That's true. That's true. I didn't think about that.
I still need to get a scarf at the not BDSM shop.
Would Rashi know like where there would be like not silks but like soft fabric shop she could take Nora to? You know, being from Kimber and all.
The pixie dust.
Okay.
It's
now-
it's an all like female wears like
Cool.
every day.
And now, did Nori say that in character or out of character?
Yes.
How does Nora know what BDSM is?
No, I would have expressed that I do want to get a scarf.
Rachad just like cocks his head. BDSM?
Yes.
I know a place you can go. They carry all female clothes of a variety like you wear.
That works.
Oh, I guess Rashi and Nori are gonna go to the pixie dust.
Bryn will go with it.
Or-
Girls trip.
But I feel like I'm just gonna, before we leave, are they coming? And she's just gonna point at the troublemakers.
Huh?
I think this might be the safest place for Kaporan to stay, actually.
Damn it!
Who are you talking about,
I'm
Bryn?
just still in the room.
Well, it sounds like the three of us are gonna go, I guess, clothes shopping or something. I don't know if that interests either of you. So I just want to make sure what's going on with you two before we leave, and shit gets fucked up.
By the
And
way,
you
who's
turn-
Noah?
And you turn around and you don't see Rashaw anymore.
But did we hear the door? I guess that would have been part of the stealth check, but
Yep.
you know. Oh well.
Just like, but the bed would have started spinning if he opened the door.
Maybe. Maybe the door needs to be completely open before it starts spinning.
If it just cracked
I'm-
open and spin.
He just slithered through. Just
All you see
not supposed
is
to replace-
is the little claw marks, the wet claw marks on the red velvet carpet where he was standing.
did he at least put his clothes back on?
He had a towel.
Well, no, because last time Richard had said he was like drying off and like.
Well, he was doing the bird butt shake.
Oh, that's right. He had a towel on his head and then a towel around his midsection.
So all that's
Strangely, they are laying there on the tub, and he's already seen.
Does he do that a lot? I've noticed he does that a lot.
The sneaking off,
Anyway,
100% of the time.
And then
more often than not, we don't know where
bad
he
stuff
is.
happens. And then bad stuff happens.
He's probably going back to his room, considering he's not wearing clothes.
his clothes are off in a
Uh-huh.
corner.
That stuff doesn't happen all of the time, but
50-50.
Well, you guys have fun. I'll stay here and watch the room. Don't feel bad. Just go. Have enjoyed yourself.
Are you gonna stay in our room this whole time?
For a little bit.
He's gonna stay the whole time.
Yeah, I don't even need to insight check him on that one. don't don't break anything.
Yeah, we don't want to pay for more.
Sure.
Hand slowly starts reaching down for the lever.
While they're gone, I am going to search top to bottom for any more levers.
Make an investigation
Morton
check.
Capone assists.
All right, ladies. So, you all head down and to the pixie dust, which is on first floor, on the first disc. Since it's on first disc, it is much more. The very top disc is where, usually as adventurous, as outsiders would usually go. So they would go to the little part of the city that's actually on solid ground, and then they'd go out to the first disc, and that's usually where a lot of spending. They'll sometimes dip down to the second disc for restaurants or something like, or just to see it. But usually the mine kind of gives outsiders a queasy feeling in their stomach. But the first disc has a lot more racially appropriate, I guess I would say. Bigger sizes, different makes and models of items and clothing and such. So it doesn't take you long, Nori. And if anyone else wants to get anything for a different size, people, it's not all like made for Duragar, and you don't need to get anything custom fitted, because there'll be something in your size if you guys want to get anything clothes-wise here. So cloaks, scarves, hats, whatever the case may be. For a scarf, just like a silk scarf.
Something that won't die if it gets cut. Or if we're in a fight, it won't. Just something that won't unravel instantly.
So an ascot.
A bolo tie?
I don't think the bolo
And
tie's
something that
thick
will
enough.
cover my friggin' neck so I don't have my very noticeable necklace on display constantly.
Yeah.
Ooh, bandit. A bandit thing. Just around your
Handkerchief.
neck.
My sister has requested a scarf and it to be black, so I guess we're doing that.
A black scarf is doable. Since this is a warmer climate, there is no thick scarves. It is a very thin, but since it's in black, it's not very see-through and will cover. Luckily, your gem's not really glowing right now, so don't have to worry about it shining through.
It'll be bad if it starts glowing, but right now it's not. So I'll get that.
As far as you two, Racha and Kaporan, you do find 2 more levers. As Kaporan's on the bed, and he's like, I'll check the bed for more levers. And Racha's just going around the entirety of the room trying to find more levers. Racha, you find another one and you pull it and you don't hear anything for a moment, and then Kaporan, you all of a sudden, sitting there on the bed, you feel a dink, and then you're like, uh-oh, and then the bed flips up and smashes against the wall, and Kaporan just gets locked in between the wall and the bed.
You just hear as he's face planted into the wall, basically.
Oh lord, still kicking, I guess. He'll pull it again, and then he'll accidentally pull it a second time, just whack him again.
This episode will be brought to you by the Looney Tunes.
Kaporan, you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage from the 2 different hits.
I think Racha is the Roadrunner.
Wonderful.
God.
Beep beep. And then you get to the other lever, and you're about to pull it, and then you kind of look back at Kaporan, who's still somewhat on the bed, And are you going to pull it with him on it, or are you going to let him get off?
He'll just sort of say, incoming, and then pull it.
Warren's like, what?
As soon as you pull it, Kaporan, you're on the bed, which is now down. So you're like, oh, okay, thank God. And you're starting to get off as he says that, and you turn around and look at him, and you just see him pulling another lever from the floor. As it does so, the bed starts spinning. And spinning.
Oh no.
And spinning, and spinning, and spinning, and spinning, and spinning. And then just whoop, 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 splash. Kaporan just gets launched like a good 20 feet off the bed into the hot tub.
I just throw both fists into the air and go, go!
We're like spitting water out. Pacha! What the hell was that?
2 + 2, I figured water.
Drags himself out of the hot tub, is all soaking wet. It's like, can you bring me a towel?
I do so. I'm not that mean.
Richard, make a perception check for me.
The bed has gone out of control and is now spinning rapidly.
You do notice that when the bed was doing the whole up down thing, briefly, and it's actually what stalled you from pulling the lever down again, so Kaporan could get unmuffled. But it seems to be some sort of trapdoor underneath the bed.
I will pull the lever while he's not on there then and inspect the downstairs.
Okay. You open up the trapdoor. It is not locked. It's not trapped. It opens up into a small ladder that goes down about 10 feet. But it goes into complete darkness.
I just sort of like look over to Corparan and I'm like, your turn.
Kaporan summons dancing lights to come and have them drift down into the darkness.
Like I said, it looks like it goes down about 10 feet. It's just simple wooden rung ladder that runs up the side of the wall here. The trapdoor itself is only about 2.5 by 2.5 square. And going down, it's a very tight fit for someone of your stature. It's more Richa-esque. And all you see at the bottom of the stairs is just a wooden floor. Not a carpeted floor like you see the majority of the rest of this place layered in. But it just looks like a simple like wooden access floor, and possibly goes into a hallway of some sort.
Kaporan continues to travel down this ladder-esque stairs and investigates what's down there.
I will follow him pretty much right after.
Okay, so you guys go down with Kaporan leading with his dancing lights. It's a bit of a squeeze, as when you get down to the bottom here, you're basically on all fours crawling through this hatch. Richa, it's small enough to where you could like really crouch low. It takes a lot of thigh muscle to keep you going, but
Some would call it a duck walk.
yeah, little waddle, just a little, maybe a penguin walk. So, you guys push forward, and you get about 15 feet, which, memory serves correctly, from this location to where the hall was going, 15 feet is roughly the wall, where the wall would be in the room above you. As you get to this point, you have an intersection. You have a left turn, a straight, and a right turn.
I send one orb in each direction since I have 3. To see like, oh, do they turn off more? And maybe I can push it up into...
From where you're sitting, all 3 go out, and they reach ends. They reach other walls. From your position, you can't really see if... I mean, they at least dead end somewhere. So you can't see if there's more turns, but you can at least see that it goes away and then it hits a wall. So they all do that. All of them roughly the same, except for the one on the right. The one on the right goes about 25 feet before hitting the wall. The one to your front and the one to your left hit about 15 feet.
Richa, there's an intersection. One path seems longer than the other. Should we check that one out?
Troublemakers.
I didn't do anything. If you don't say anything. Oh, I mean,
Bryn's mother sense is tingling right now.
Kaporin automatically is going to go ahead and take the right turn down to 25.
Simultaneously, we said something is deeply wrong.
Rachal's gonna light up his ghost lantern.
Are you following him, right?
Yeah, he's not gonna leave him alone at this point.
All right, so you go all the way down this right hallway, and your orb is just kind of just floating in there at the very end. You get up next to it. There doesn't seem to be any path left or right, and the wall is. It all looks just 3 solid walls in front of you, and top and bottom all solid. No pathways. It looks like.
It seems like a dead end. Can Kaporin try?
Quite.
Kaporin's gonna attempt to like knock on the wall, see if like is it hollow, or does it sound hollow?
Yeah. Which wall are you knocking on? You've got up, down, left, right, forward.
You drive forward. Like there should be a path going forward.
Okay. So you kind of move your orb out of the way and kind of reach forward and go to knock, and your hand just falls right through it, kind of giving you a little off-balance thing. Richa, make a dex saving throw. You see Kaporin kind of go to knock and expecting to hit something and doesn't, so he like falls forward a little bit, and shortly thereafter, like half of him is starting to hang out the side of the building as Richa has grabbed your legs and is slowly starting to pull you in. Kaporin, you see the outside of the building. You can look around and you see the buildings out from you, see the butt end of the Fluffy Pegasus, and it's just some sort of like the next building over is about 10 feet down, the roof of it. But other than that, you don't see anything over here. Make a perception check.
Perception.
As you've fallen and half of you is over on the wall and you're kind of like holding yourself up as Richa's pulling you in, you see 5 little divots into the side of the wall. Almost looks like handholds that someone could use to climb up the wall and get into this magical facade of an opening.
Oh.
Bryn, make a perception check for me. As Nori is buying her scarf, you kind of look at some things and think about how maybe that might be interesting to wear or have, and you kind of absentmindedly run your hand into your coin purse. And as you do so, you kind of just like, oh no, we're saving money, and you kind of feel it, and you're like, wait a minute. That seems a lot lighter than it should be. You quickly look through your coin purse, and 150 platinum is gone.
Excuse me? What the fuck? Why? No. No. Not okay. Why?
Kaporin, as he's being pulled back in, is like, Richard, this seems awfully weird for there to be this. It leads to the outside. Almost like someone could climb up here if they wanted to.
I
Is it-
agree.
Uh, strange that the girl's bedroom would have something like this. Shall we check the other ways?
Kaporan, as you're being funneled back in by Richa with your perception check, you also feel, though there's that illusory barrier there, you feel the wall as you're pulling yourself in. And as you, like, the portion where the cutout would be that the illusory wall is in, it feels very rough, very jagged, as if it wasn't a design creation for the actual place itself. It almost seems as if someone made this after the building was done, and they probably made it from the outside.
It looks like someone dug their way through the building. Strange enough, why would anyone want to do that? I think we should check the other two paths, Richa. What do you think?
2 + 2, I figured water.
With that, Kaporan's going to attempt to turn around and crawl back in
Okay.
to go check.
So, you go back. Now, if I put you back in your original position, you took a right. You have a front and a left to go. Which one would you like to go?
Forward.
Okay. You go forward about the 15 feet, and you trepidatiously go until you hit your orb. There is no left or right here. There is no forward, but there is a down. Remember, the ladies' room is on the top floor.
Is it? Does it seem like Kaporan could get down here, or is it
With
like,
your
too tight?
size and how tight you already are in here, it's probably going to be damn near impossible. Unless you want to go ahead first.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if you have the arm strength to upside down walk yourself down a ladder.
Kaporan's a noodle. He's a noodle otherwise. I don't think he'd. Nope. Kaporan's like, Richa, there's a way down, but obviously I won't be able to fit down there. Maybe you should investigate.
How's he going to get
but he
past
also
you?
So if you could back up, we'll go back and I'll let you through. But before Kaporan moves away, he does a jury knock on every wall kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, they're all solid.
Okay.
And you probably threw an orb down there, and you could see the orb and the staircase goes down about 25 feet.
Kaporan kind of relieves the message to Richa and offers to back up and let him go through so he can investigate.
If we're backing up, Richa will head down the other one first, since he's got to step into that one anyways.
Okay.
Just to see what's down that way.
So you go down the left hallway. It ends up meeting a dead end, but there is a left turn, so you take another left, and then it goes down to a dead end, and it goes right. And as it goes right, it dead ends, but there's a ladder going up about 10 feet.
This is fun.
Richa's making an educated guess and doesn't want to go up that ladder.
Oh, why not?
Because there's probably people in that room across from Nori's and friends.
You didn't want to walk in on some Duragar lovemaking? I see how it is. Would have
The
been
blue heart.
interesting for the two people who were in there, though. All of a sudden,
Yeah, he's just based on his own survival techniques, knows where he's oriented in the building. He's like, yeah, I'm not touching that. Just goes back down, and then starts going down the stairs.
Okay.
Or down the ladder.
So you go down the ladder, and there's a singular hallway that goes forward, and then it gets to an intersection where there is a left, a right, and a forward. The one to the left goes about 25 feet before hitting a wall. Looks like it dead ends. The one to the right looks like it ends up taking a left turn. And the one forward looks like it hits a dead end and goes up 10 feet.
There's no more going down ever anywhere.
Not at least from here.
Does this tunnel look crudely made?
You had a decent perception check earlier. It doesn't look crudely made. It looks like these were probably meant for something else, and they have been created and merged together without probably much knowledge. It looks like, because there's certain portions between these tunnels that it looks like there was a wall, and it looks like it got busted out, shaved down so it wouldn't affect whoever's traveling through here. But it looks like it was possibly at one point some sort of heating element to the hotel, a way for them to send hot air into all the rooms. But someone has found this out and used it for other means.
Point of order, Racha definitely did not tell Kaporn anything about not going up that one side.
Gotcha.
Just in case he wants to know.
Yeah, sure, of course.
But is the one that's just a dead end a wall like the one Kaporn almost fell through?
Yeah, it's the same direction. Same distance.
Does it look like it's part of the handholds? Like, am I directly underneath where the other handholds were going?
Yeah.
Fascinating. And
And actually, from here, as you look out through it, the floor, the hole is like right at the level of the roof next door.
does there seem to be like any sort of wear and tear across the roof, or like is there a trail kind of sort of thing, or no?
Well, it's an interesting thing with something like this being built semi-underground, but having something always giving its shade as the disc above, protects the discs below. As far as like windage and stuff, there's a lot of debris on top of this building. A lot of the smaller buildings have a lot of just dust, sand, dirt, like all the stuff that gets blown in from the side of the mine. It gets trapped on here, and except for super windy days, there's a slight wind vortex that goes up the mine, but going down is much harder. So the dirt and stuff that gets stuck up here, unless it gets cleaned off, stays up here. And you can see almost immediately, and as if they just walked it, a few pairs of footprints that go from this hole to the far side of the building that you're looking at, and then seem to walk off the edge.
Does it seem like if I leave this door, I'm not going to be able to get back in, or no?
No.
Can I go back through? Because you were saying that Kaparin could feel the wall from the outside. I was like,
Yeah, no, I'm saying like he felt the edges as he was like getting slid back in from you pulling him in.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just an illusion. Like, now that you're on this one, the very floor that you're like standing on has a bit of dirt and dust that has blown in over time.
Makes sense. He would go over then to the other side of the roof carefully because he doesn't know how sturdy these rocks are, really.
Yep.
I don't want to go crashing through the roof of somebody else's building.
Well, I mean, you can see that seems to be plenty of foot traffic going across it, so it's at least sturdy enough to hold.
Yeah, but they might be smaller than me. I don't know.
But it's a solid roof. I mean, it's a roof for another. It is a roof for a butchery. And so I mean it's another store, so it's a solid roof. But you walk across. You looking for anything specific?
Just seeing if I can keep track, kind of what of where these footprints leave.
Yeah. So the footprints go to the edge of the building, and then as you kind of like look over where the footprints disappear, there is a metal like cutout that goes off the side of the butchery, and this looks like it's some sort of decomposing waste bin. Like all the little excess bits of food that they can't really sell or reuse in any fashion, cartilage and kneecaps, things like that, that get thrown in here and get dumped or incinerated at some point. Because you do see some char marks up against the wall.
Interesting.
If you guys really want to know what it is, it's a blood boiler.
He'll just sort of look around at it and presume that's how whoever was getting. Is there any way that people have been coming up the side, or just is that the jump to get off this roof, kind of thing?
It looks like the way up and down, because it's got a flue that goes up the side of the building, and it ends up kind of connecting with the main disc.
Gotcha. The main disc that we're on, right? It's not going up to the next disc.
No, there's the spire obviously that has all the discs around it. It goes and it connects in with the spire of the disc. Because like I said, when you guys came here, you saw some smoke coming out of it, but that's the main pipe, the main column that they have that runs up the middle of the spire for all the smoke to come out of.
Well, he doesn't exactly want to go diving into blood again, so
just yet
he's gonna go back. He's actually gonna try and climb the footholds, like to test how sturdy they are, to get back into the same level that Kaparin's at.
Yep. So you test them. They've seen some use, probably. As far as like the rest of the wood around here, where the handholds have been cut out, the very in portion looks to be a lot richer and smoother than the outside of the wall. So you're guessing that these handholds are probably not super old, but they're smoothed down enough. Either it's seen a shit ton of traffic, or they're probably like maybe a year or two old.
Gotcha. Yeah, he'll just go back.
You're
to
a carpenter,
Kaparin.
so you can tell these things.
And then I'll be climbing up and just be like, shoddy work in my own head, but I can't say that. It's like, and then
This would never pass inspection.
meet up with Kaparin. Just sort of appear behind him.
Yeah,
with
Kaparin, you're kind of just like sitting there at the intersection, just waiting for Rashad to come back down the hallway. And then
just like a beak pops up to my right peripheral and is like, what the fuck?
Hi.
Hi. Did you find anything down there?
He'll pretend to fall forward like Kaparin did through the thing, and then point downwards.
You fell going down, or you found something else?
Same difference.
Oh, is there another tunnel leading out?
He just nods at that.
I think we better head back to the room, and I'll either wait or for the girls to return, or I'll message them soon enough.
People fucking with shit.
Definitely fucking with shit.
go ahead.
Oh, this entire time, Richard's been naked, and so he goes back up and puts his clothes back on, and then goes back down to talk to the dwarven lady, or at least try to communicate somehow with the dwarven lady. That
As you guys go back to Brennan Nori's room through the trapdoor, you realize that as you open up the trap, so the bed reset when you guys went back down. But as you lifted the trapdoor up, the bed didn't like that one lever made it. It slightly rose up about 12 inches, just enough for you guys to slide out. Kaporan being a bit of a squeeze, but with Rachad's help, Rachad, you can just go ahead and just smash the bed down on top of Kaporan a few times if you wanted to.
I'll get out and I'll lift the bed once just to let him out.
Like just whack-a-mole right there.
Right as he thinks he's gonna escape, bam! Here comes the bed.
Kaporan, are you closing the door behind you? The trapdoor?
Yes. Yes.
The bed slams down on top of you.
We can't leave them alone for 5
It's only
minutes.
one point of bludgeoning.
I told y'all.
We
So-
just
As like
keep it
troublemakers.
down.
So, ladies,
Is there jewelry in this shop or just clothes?
yeah, no, there's jewelry.
Okay.
It's not like super fine jewelry, but it's like Forever 21-esque. Like there's
that's fine.
simple
That's good
necklaces
enough.
and rings.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any like facial jewelry?
Yeah, there's earrings, there's nose rings, there's stuff that like connects from the ear to the nose. There's eye rings. There's the Durgar fancy themselves on some very metal type of facial jewelry.
They're hardcore metal and super kinky.
Now I'm imagining everyone just dressed in full-on rock clothes.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Chain wallets and everything, because those never really went out of style, no matter what people say.
I have one.
I do not have a chain wallet. I'm just saying they're still in style in the metal world. So
Somebody's got a spiked mohawk, I'm sure.
yeah, right. So Rashi's while Nori is playing with the scarves, Rashi's gonna not sneak, but just like slowly make her way over to where the nose rings are at, and like keeps looking back to make sure that Bryn and Nori aren't watching her, but she's not trying to purposely be sneaky. She's just doesn't want to be seen, I guess. So if you notice, you notice. But she goes over and buys a nose ring, a small one, to replace the one that no one knows she has.
Nori,
I just pictured
passive
Nori-
perception 23 notices this but says nothing.
I don't know, I'm just spur of the moment, like it's just like a small stud. So like she just is like, she assumes no one notices that she has one because it's so small, but like
it's an
she
inner
also
stud.
hasn't told
It's
anyone.
an inner stud, the ones you wear to work, so that way no one notices.
Oh no, it's on the outside. It's just small enough that like you would have to get in her face probably to notice.
So only Richard has noticed. Got it.
Yeah, probably Richard has probably noticed.
But the way that Rashi said it, I just pictured Nori in the corner, just like wee with scarves, just like.
Brand Nori's playing with scarves. I don't know, like, but yeah, she's like trying to be like not stealthy, but stealthy, like.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
I don't think you really have to worry because we don't think you're a troublemaker yet. So,
she's not. That's true. She's
exactly.
not.
So we have
Except
no
when
reason not to.
she's around the half orc, then she gets into a little bit of trouble. But he's not part of our party yet.
The scarf, a simple scarf, is going to cost you 2 trillium. The nose ring, 1 trillium.
Alrighty, I have enough money for that.
And then
Nori-
Bryn's gonna try to find some type of outfit for this meeting because she probably should be going in something different than what she's wearing.
Okay, so just like simple clothes.
Yeah, just nicer than what she has on right now.
Okay, so nice clothes.
Breast.
Yeah, I guess casual clothes.
I was just thinking like a corset that just brings the chest up, like because she's so tall and
As slutty
intimidating.
as possible, just so that we can have that
Just in
sex
case.
appeal. But she didn't want to do that.
I think it would come off of the wrong way because she's so tall and like I imagine she's kind of bulky that like
Just
they.
just a corset that's a nightie.
Oh, okay. Emma Frost from like the 90s, her costume is just a thong and a corset.
So if you want like nice clothes, it's gonna cost you about 5 trillion.
Okay, we can do that.
Now I'm tempted to get nicer clothes because I've been wearing the same clothes for forever.
Yeah, I mean these are nicer common clothes. So it's not quite like fine clothes, but it hasn't seen a lot of war. And you know, there's only so many mending spells that you can do on a piece of clothing before it just doesn't look right anymore.
Yeah, I'll get some. I'll pay 5.
I don't think Kaporan cares if his pants look good or not, though.
No. Kaporan cares about what's underneath.
Kaporan's doing laundry right now in the hot tub, so.
I mean,
You're gonna have
I
to
guess
drain
that
the
works.
tub.
Don't worry, he already did drain about half the water out of the tub. All over the red velvet carpet.
Oh boy, and I'm not there to clean it up.
All right, so clothes acquired, scarf acquired, nose ring acquired. Anything else?
Does tell Nori and Rashi she's about the money boss?
Have you told us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Is there anybody in the store?
Yeah,
What's up?
it's middle of the day.
Okay.
It's a female clothing store. Quite a few
Oh.
female Duragar here.
Okay. Should
And a
probably
couple
wait.
interesting men who seem to be skulking a little bit.
That's lovely.
It's the husbands, don't worry.
Yeah, I was immediately was like, oh yeah, they're like boyfriends or spouses, and they don't want to be here.
One does
Yeah,
seem
Nori
to
has their
keep
mind
putting
thing.
stuff up to himself, though.
I love
Aw,
it.
that's cute. Love it.
That's better than what I was imagining. So,
All in all, you got about like
really creepy people.
15 other people in your immediate vicinity.
Gotcha. No, she's gonna wait until there are not as many people, so she wouldn't say it quite yet.
But
Although I guess, did she have a? Is there any possibility she could figure out like when that happened, or if it was all?
well, you
there?
had your money there with Valar the day before.
Wonderful.
That's oh man, that's a large time frame to, to miss that much money.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But nevertheless, you guys get your purchases and head out. Is there anything you guys would like to do, stop, go, get, buy, or otherwise do before going back to the Fluffy Pegasus?
I imagine it's
no.
around lunchtime. Is there like the Fluffy Pegasus I've gathered doesn't have like a food place. It's just
No,
rooms.
they only do breakfast.
Yeah, I would like to go get more frickin' rope because apparently we keep losing this shit.
It's also true.
I mean, like literally.
To be fair, you know exactly where it's at.
Great.
We know
well,
exactly where it's at, but we're not going back to get.
Yeah, no, I'm not going back to get that shit. I'm good.
You don't want the red and lavender scented one?
Just getting like 50 feet of rope.
Yes, just normal rope.
Okay, so just normal rope, because they have other rope here.
I mean, is there rope that I can't frickin' throw away and lose?
Magic rope that just won't leave your hand after you.
There is rope that does that. There's an item that does that. That's rope. That,
Yeah,
like, knots itself and stuff.
They have a magical rope. That's
Covers,
rope
so-
of climbing.
Oh.
Gotcha. No, we'll stick with the regular rope for now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool if you read up on it. It's a nifty item.
All right,
We also
so
just lost 150 platinum, so
True, but we don't know that yet unless she
um,
told us like
just 50
quiet.
feet of rope. That's gonna be 4 trillion.
Do we want to gather the others and then go get lunch somewhere? I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, that sounds good.
We probably left them alone long enough. I'm surprised there's not like guards coming and hunting us down there.
I have a sinking feeling that something weird happened.
You say that as 3 guards go trotting by.
Right, and it's just like, oh.
Oh boy.
Look at Rashi. You had to fucking say it.
Well, it did take longer than expected.
That's true. We did get through our little shopping adventure, which was not that long, but you know.
Okay, so yeah, going back. Richa, how are you trying to talk to this lady?
That's right. I forgot.
His only Duragar phrase he has is, "You little bird, I like your stuff." So he
you
would
just
open
keep
with he would open with that and see how she responds.
Okay, I thought you were gonna try and like omelette tout fromage it. Okay, so Durgar woman. It's a different Durgar woman than the one you guys initially got your rooms through. And FYI, I believe last night was your last night of purchase. So technically, you all need to check out in about an hour.
Oh, we better hurry back then.
But she's standing there, kind of just reading a piece of paper she has in front of her, and you come up and say that to her, and she kind of like, just with a hand on the chin, reading it, doesn't really change. Knows this is going to be a very one-sided conversation, so she's just like, well, you wouldn't understand anything, so to you it's blah 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 blah.
He'll sort of like look down and he'll be like, and then sort of like gesture like, "Follow me."
Blah 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 blah. As she points down to where she's standing.
He'll sort of pantomime climbing up a wall, and then be like, "People fucking with shit."
Blah. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
Blah.
She did acknowledge like she knew what that was.
Yeah.
Some people suck, some people don't.
She just continues looking at you.
Major image allows me to create basically anything I want, or a visual of anything I want, and manipulate it after the spell is cast, correct?
Yeah, it becomes a moving image within a 20-foot cube that can create sound.
So could I almost like projectoress recreate our adventure through?
It would be more or less just you and a version of you and Racha crouched, well, you on your hands and knees and Racha crouched as he's following you around. Like, you can't really it's hard to major image, it's hard to 2D a 3D image. So trying to tell her that, oh, there's tunnels is going to be very difficult with you just crawling through. It would just look like you guys are crawling.
Okay.
So Cha's gonna
best
approach.
you could do is try and do a major image of the bed moving up and there being a trap door underneath.
Or Cha's going to approach the woman and
She
say,
takes a step back.
yeah, it was gonna be like, Coparin, ask for consent first, and then like gesture to take her hand, like take my hand kind of a thing.
She kind of backs up and just like looks between the two of you as you're gesturing towards her.
Well, no, I'm just like, here, have my hand, like hold my hand, come on.
Yeah. Blah 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 blah.
How far away are we right now?
I believe you guys are on the
Wait,
other
does
side of the disc, so it's like 15 minutes.
Alrighty then.
Doesn't sending transcend language barriers?
Sending, yes. Well, they understand. Depending on their intelligence, they understand what you're trying to say.
So it's like almost a really ghetto west translator.
Yeah. It's Google
words
Translate
with
after a
magic
couple
band.
times going through.
So that might come out very, very poorly.
Like the initial thing you said, "Hey, can you hand me that drink?" By the time it translates, it says, "Drink, bitch, give it to me."
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the same basic concept, but you might be dead afterward. Or have a bullet in you, depending on who you
Tone
say
is
it to.
always a problem when it comes to translators.
Oh, yeah. Well, and like nuance of certain words just don't translate into certain languages.
Yeah.
Or certain concepts.
Yeah.
I guess Kaporan kind of just. Oh, I'm sorry, Rashi. We'll just try to greater image a trapdoor tunnel underneath the bed, just so at least she has an idea. It's like we're not trying to take her away.
We're just gonna lead her to this dungeon.
We're gonna show you where we're gonna end up. Okay, so you start casting Major Image in the middle of this lobby. As the magic weaves between your fingers, no one knows what you're casting as soon as you start casting it. So it's 6 seconds of terror as this woman has not agreed to go with you guys, and so you started casting a spell. Your fingers are lighting up with the magic as the glyphs are going back and forth, and then boom, and all of a sudden a large thing appears in the middle of the lobby. You look over at her, see if she sees it, and she's under the counter. You see like 5 or 6 other people, as soon as this thing appeared, like all just dived out of the way, thinking that this thing was going to crash through it, like, because it just appeared for them. They don't know that this thing is just an illusion and it's not there. So they just saw something big appear and they just immediately like baseball dive back to second base. They're just like, ooh.
I'll sort of look around at everybody that's just ducked and covered and be like, fucking paint a picture, it'll last longer.
Oh, the best part is that the bed is like halfway in between someone. So they're just like standing there, like not sure if they're not feeling it because of shock or if it's like up to their chest, and this Durgar woman's just standing there like looking around, like her eyes just scream out, "What do I do? What do I do?" And she just
Rashad's just gonna go sprinting back and forth through the bed to be like, you can move.
Oh, and Kaporan made this Major Image to open at one point, so she starts to walk backwards out of it, and it just with sound and everything, and she just dives as well.
Guys are gonna get Rashi banned from her own damn town.
All the other people who had dived initially had all started to get up, and then as it lifts up, they all re-dive, all smashing into each other, like knocking over a table as someone was eating there, just food goes flying.
I guess this is one good thing to say the parameters for your spells before you announce them.
Nevertheless, after it's understood that this is an illusion with Rashad running through, and you manipulating the illusion to slowly open and close a few times, it's the Durgar woman behind the counter kind of gets up and like calms everyone else, and she talks to them a few times, and people kind of look at you sideways, and just everyone kind of goes off in their own ways into different hallways. A couple people still stay in the main lobby. One of them has come over and is like poking as the hand goes through, and they're just like, They like put their hand in the bed and then like have the fingers just come up and they just like play with it for a little bit. You see this one kid who's like watching from the hallway, see people starting to play with it, and after Rachaw has done his back and forth, just kind of like waits till it gets quiet and he just and then just like dives into the bed, but it's not there, so you just hear poof, and then they're laying, and then you just see their head like. And then it opens and and then they run back to the hallway.
Adorable. We can't leave these boys alone for any amount of time without something absolutely going to.
Some of them got a good fun out of it.
I have no idea what you're talking about. This is going completely successfully.
We're gonna walk in there. The boys will be back in one of the rooms. All these people are gonna be just look terrified. We're gonna know. We're just gonna know. Nori and I are just gonna look at each other and go, "Fuck! What did they do?"
So, after emotions have been calmed from the other people that are down here in the lobby, she is kind of watching as you open and close the bed and the trapdoor underneath. She kind of like has a quizzical look on her face. And she kind of like looks at it, like makes you lift the bed up and then kind of like goes to where the trapdoor is and kind of like looks at it, and like you see her doing some like mental math. Then she kind of nods her head and goes back to the counter, takes out a piece of paper and a quill and starts writing something.
Uh-oh.
You also notice that to her left, against the wall, just underneath the counter, there's like a little. It almost looks like little vials, but they're upside down. They're not capped off. They're all like cap side on top of this tiny little metal golden rod. One of them is white, one of them is yellow, and one of them is red. And they're all. It's like it's almost like there's a white, yellow, and red firefly inside. It's just a little bit of flickering light in each one of them, except for the white one. The white one is solid, like light inside. But those weren't on before, and they're on now, so that's why it's catching your eye. She's sitting there and she's writing. She kind of like looks over at the image and takes more notes, kind of just doing that. And about this time, Bryn, Rashi, and Nori, you guys would be entering. But before you do, you notice about 5 decently armored individuals, all carrying halberds, that are on their way in your direction. And then you enter. They're about 100 feet off or so.
Of
If
course.
you want to bet they're coming here. She's gonna say that to Nori. And then look around and go, yep, they're coming here.
Great. We just come in to see this, and I feel like would I have had comprehend languages up? I feel like we went to a store. I would have cast it on myself, and I have it for an hour. Would I still have it on me?
As I actually explained this to Bryn in a private message, so now everyone will know. Especially the top disc, a lot of the merchants there speak common.
Oh, okay.
Because they deal a lot more with people from outside.
Okay, so I wouldn't have that up, and I couldn't do anything, because Nori's a little bit more careful than Kaporin is about spellcasting.
You can do whatever you like to do, girl.
I don't want to get thrown in
hide
jail.
behind
Rashi's
Rashi.
face just kind of drops. It's like,
You guys come in and see Kaporin standing there, kind of just slightly gesturing to the bed that has been procured. And the bed is looking like a mouth. It's just like... and probably after Rachaw saw the little kid kind of get freaked out, is rerunning back in between the bed, trying like, no, it's okay, it's okay. And
No, I'm letting the bed like collapse on top of me, so
Oh,
it looks
okay.
like the bed is continuously eating me.
and then you're just sticking out from the top of it. So yeah, so that's what you see. And then the Durgar woman is just furiously writing notes.
in Elven, Rashi looks at Kaporan and yells at him, "What the fuck did you do?
Everyone
Do
except
not
Bryn
get me
understands.
banned from my own town. This is my home. I vouched for you guys. What happened?" And then she realizes she like outbursted and gets like really quiet and shrinks in on herself a little bit.
Yeah,
Like
the
she didn't
Durgar woman's
realize.
kind of just looking at you like,
And then she apologizes to the women in Durgarese.
under Dorvish.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was trying to say, and for some reason I blanked. In Underdorf, she goes, "Sorry for yelling. What
It's all right.
have they been bothering you?"
They did a bit of errant spell work, as you can possibly see.
She just kind
But
of glares.
it should. And then as she's speaking, Bryn and Nori, who are probably still in the doorway, just flabbergasted this is happening again. You all get pushed to the sides of the doorway as the 5 individuals kind of push their way through and into the room. Oh, okay, I see they've already come. And she goes over and she flips a small lever and all the 3 lights go off. She activated her alarm.
That's what I was thinking, like a panic button or something.
I'm sorry to have called you here. It seems it was a bit of a misunderstanding, but I understand you need to take your report. I've already started writing it down here for you. There seems to have possibly been something that these 2 have found for us, so if you don't mind waiting while we go investigate it, that'd be much obliged. You alright? It's fine. He kind of turns to Kapoor and starts speaking to him. He pulls out a little, like, stiff piece of paper and starts reading it. Sir, you need to know that spell work is not entirely permitted inside the Camber radius of discs. Any spell work needs to be... And he just goes over a list of basically saying, if you're going to do a spell, let people know that you're doing a spell before doing a spell. If you do any sort of violent spell towards anyone, you could... the penalty is death. And this is your first infraction, and they've said that it was a misunderstanding, so you're just getting a warning. Kaporan doesn't know any of this, though. Rashi is just like trying to translate as fast as she can.
Rashi's shoulders kind of, you see her visibly relaxed as she's telling Kaporan basically, like, you are getting a warning.
You're
lucky.
He puts the little card away and then kind of goes over, takes the report from the woman who she's just finishing. They both sign it. And she kind of turns to you, Rashi, as you've been translating. So now that you're here, can you possibly help translate what they're trying to say to me? No, I think I've got the gist of it.
Of course. She'll look at Kaporan and Rachan and go, "Okay, what's going on with the..."
And you can tell them that the bed is not necessary anymore.
You can also you can get rid of the she points, she doesn't quite know what it is, but she knows it's not real. You can get rid of that image thing. She doesn't need it, but what happened? She wants to know what you were trying to tell her.
Kaporan, like, okay, everything's fine now. It's like, of course, he likes to do everything.
Of course, he's just like, yeah, okay, I got a warning, whatever.
Like, warning, fine. And he snaps his finger and makes the bed disappear and whatnot. It's like, okay. Explains
I like to
Rashi
imagine this has happened to Nori and Kaporan before, where Kaporan has done something to piss someone off and she's had to run damage control. So she's just like, not again.
No worries. It's not me having to run the damage control this time. Cool.
Exactly.
And then Kaporan goes ahead and explains that, there's a weird trap door underneath the bed upstairs, and it leads to the outside where it looks like people have been traversing in and out through these weird tunnel passageways that Rachan and him have discovered and evaluated, and it's like, interesting.
Tana?
People fucking with shit.
Hmm.
Racha will gesture for at least one guard and somebody else to go stand outside the butcher shop and point towards the wall that he's going to be coming out of, and then he's going to go run up and do it. Like 5 minutes later, you see Racha poking his head in and out of an invisible wall.
Yeah, I mean, after doing that, one of them, they're not letting you guys just willy-nilly run wherever you'd like. Since the woman has asked for their assistance in this investigation, as soon as you try to like go away, 2 Durgar follow you.
Yeah, no, I'd let him. I'm not like trying to lose them or anything, and they could
Yeah,
come
no,
with me.
I was just letting you know that you're not alone. So they go down. They go with you. They find the trapdoor. You stick your head out. The woman, the female Durgar intaker, and the one that read Kaporan the warning. They go outside. They see you sticking your head in and out. I'd say you probably also use the climb holes to go up to the one up even further. They see it, and you see her like visibly shocked when you stick your head out, and they start talking between each other. And by the time that you come down, the rest of you guys see the 2 Durgar talking back and forth to each other, and with that, the 2 that were following you, Racha, come back.
Well, if before I came back, I'd actually lead them over to the other end of the butcher shop and show them like the
Yeah, I guess
chute
that you
and
showed
stuff
them
and all
everything
that
you
sort of
found.
stuff. Yeah.
But when you do come back, they meet up with the other 3, and all 5 of them go into the top floor. 2 of them go to the 3rd floor and the 2nd floor, while the 3 go into the trap door. The 2 that are in the hallways knock on everyone's door and basically let them know, hey, check all your shit. Stuff might be missing. We need to make sure that everyone's alive in here. Does your name check against the registry? Like, all the things. So they go room by room and check for life. They check for items. People do report stuff missing. And there are 2 dead bodies.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Would it have been the one that I went up into if I was going into the blue room, heart room?
Do you ask to find out?
I would be curious, but I don't know how to communicate that.
During Richard doing his little runabout and showing them where all the little in places are, she'd definitely take Maria just off to the side and be like, just to let you know, not to worry or anything, but I'm definitely missing money. But it was here. It was with me when we were at Baylor's.
Well, that's not great.
No, it was a good chunk of what we had.
How much did they take?
150 platinum. Yeah. So, if this was happening, I could definitely. It might have happened last night, or while we were sleeping.
Yeah. Nori's gonna check her bag, see if anything's missing.
All right, now that we're actually doing this.
Specifically, the important things like Arx's coin. That's at the bottom of her bag, very safely tucked away because she cannot lose that. She knows exactly where that thing is.
Yeah, no, I've labeled everyone's equipment and what's missing.
Oh boy.
Oh, we're all missing.
mean-
We're all just. I'm just gonna look through my shit.
Rashi doesn't really have that much to lose, so it'll be interesting what's gone from hers.
Nori, you have lost your dagger. You have
Okay.
lost all your rations.
Ooh.
And
that sucks.
you... Where is it? Okay, which one is that? And you've lost your herbalism kit.
Ah, come on. David gave that to me.
All right. Now as
Fucker.
everyone starts to worry and check their things. Kaporin,
Realized it.
you lost.
Anything but my ring.
You lost your poison.
Fine.
You lost your water skin.
Okay.
You lost your maritime book.
Oh no.
Aw. That was a heavy ass book. I wonder
Any-
why I didn't realize it was missing before.
Anything but your ring. Oh, you haven't been wearing your backpack. You're still in the hotel.
Oh, true.
Water skin's a weird thing to take. Someone's a hoarder.
Yeah, why did I take my herbalism kit?
I think someone's a klepto.
Let me finish with all the items, then put them all together in your head and see what they all
Oh.
might do together.
Oh, I had 2 herbalism kits. Did they take
Okay.
both?
Well, only one's gone.
Oh, okay. Great. I still have one.
Richa, luckily for you, you've got your thing, your bag. So yours have asterisks on them, whether or not they would be in that bag. The only thing I have is your ball bearings and your caltrops, if those would be in your bag of holding or not.
They wouldn't be. The only I forgot to reload my bag of holding. I'm putting it all back in now.
Okay. So ball bearings and caltrops are gone.
He had hundreds of those things.
I mean, as Richa, I would assumed you would have put at least most of the important stuff back in. Rashi, all you lost was your tinderbox and your rope. You don't have your rope. Well, they would have took your rope if you had rope.
Motherfuckers, I just bought that.
All right.
Someone's going spelunking or traveling or something.
So you guys, after this,
I wasn't missing anything else. Just the money.
oh no, that's all they needed.
Great.
As you guys are going through your items now and figuring out what is missing, what's going, everyone kind of freaking out as only a couple things are gone from everyone. Bryn's being the most obvious once she realized, but as far as everybody else goes, it's very just odd things to be missing separately. So it wasn't very noticeable to begin with, and no one used any of these items yet, so I hadn't had to bring it up. But as you guys are going through this in the lobby here, a couple other people have been escorted down into the main lobby and are also going through their items. The Durgar woman is pulling up a list and going around to everyone, like taking note of what's missing. And she's being escorted by one of the Durgar guards as well. And the guard kind of says across, like, we need to know what's missing so that way if we find it, we can return it. But nevertheless, as they're doing that, you hear a couple of the Durgar guards come down, and this is when they talk with the woman, saying that the people in 3B, the couple, is deceased. They're not sure what it is, how they were killed, but it looks like poison.
Rashi kind of, I assume she's like quietly translating to the group, so like not to be disruptive or anything, but like they would want to know what's going on.
Yep. They say that they've found an empty water skin that has an interesting smell to it, and both of the lips of the deceased individuals were black. So they're guessing poison. They're not sure exactly. They say that, not to worry though, they have one of their clerics coming soon, who they'll be able to talk with them and find out what they do.
I don't have that spell, or I would offer to do it.
And not reminding, but letting you guys know that as I told you these items that are missing, it was as if you were telling the Durgar woman that you're missing these items. So it's on her ledger.
I don't know if I would tell what
I would guess you said a vial of something or something along that lines.
Yeah, I don't think I would either. I wouldn't admit that I had a bottle of poison on me, or I wouldn't even. I would say something very like, "I'm missing one of my vials."
Yeah. Yeah, a potion or something like that.
Yeah.
So
But
I
my
lost my herbalism kit, my dagger, and what else? I just ended up deleting it and I didn't write down what I lost.
It was because I only wrote down numbers to things.
It was all your rations.
Yes, your food.
Oh, right.
So an assassin.
Luckily,
and
I'm the
then
one
they
who can make them.
made a getaway with everything else. The maritime book. That's the second time it's come up. Is it just like shipping routes or like naval history or something?
So the book was basically a history or a prehistory of
Artemir.
Artemir and the area surrounding it. It basically, Kaporin's kind of explaining, like, it's basically was the history of how Artemir came to be, but Kaporin never could completely understand it because it's written in such a weird way. Although he did pick bits and pieces.
Nori wants to ask if she can cast a spell.
If you let them know ahead of time, then yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm gonna cast a spell to try to find one of our objects because I'm familiar. I'm gonna cast locate object on his book.
Okay.
Because
needs to know one thing. I'm sorry. Are both of my leather shoes there?
Yes, of course. There was a heavy magical aura presence around both shoes that they knew if they took it would probably lead to their death, so they did not want to touch those shoes.
All right, just making sure. Okay.
perfect.
Divine intervention came down and told them, "You shall not take these shoes."
Those
I need
are
to learn
both
of this
left
god.
shoes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're both. Yeah,
And
I mean there are people out there with 2 left feet, so
That's true.
The spell goes through.
okay. So locate object on the maritime
Yes.
book.
Correct.
1,000 feet, right?
Yeah, it's only 1,000 feet, but it's worth a shot.
Okay. So you set the spell. People move back from you just to be safe. One of the lead Duragar guard stands in front of the woman just as extra. But you release the spell and you feel a blip off to your right for a moment, then it's gone. Literally half a second.
Nori's gonna say, "I got something," and then she's gonna run.
Okay.
Bryn's gonna follow her. Rashi, tell them.
Tell them,
Oh, you guys start running. 3 of them follow you. It's just like they're not holding back. Yeah, they're in full pursuit.
Especially
Nori
since they
running.
discovered all the items missing and the dead bodies, they're gonna want like, okay, let's that person know something.
Yeah, and it's interesting
And I
too.
imagine
Nori and Bryn, as soon as you guys bolt out, it's a sea of Duragar people in front of you, and so you're trying to maneuver as fast as you can through it. It does slow you down a bit, but you see the guards as they get out of the door. They take their halberds, and halberds are long as fuck. I don't know if you know that. They're like a good 6-7 feet long for the pole, and then the blade comes off the side of it. They're going full speed till they get out of the door. They pull the halberds forward, and they're using them like poles and jumping through the crowd, just innately putting the pole down in between people, and they're moving above the crowd, but the poles are just almost like they're paddling through water.
That's amazing.
I was imagining like walking on stilts almost in a way, but
that's
a
pretty
singular stilt.
badass.
Yeah, and it's so quick too. They just do it and then they push themselves up, flip it down, push themselves up. So they're getting like a good 8 to 10 feet in the air, depending on when they're down or when they're up.
And then I just imagine probably Bryn went in front of Nori, even though Nori knows where to go. Nori would just
Yeah,
color with
yeah,
gray.
Bryn's line backing it.
Exactly.
So you
Like-
you see the guards like depthfully without bothering anybody going through, and then they look over to the right, and Bryn is the bulldozer just going beep beep.
Bryn is the Fezzik to Nori's Inigo.
Yep, Nori is the
Bryn pulls out her
Great.
shield.
Nori is the
Bull-
ambulance
bulldozer-
trail.
Yeah. So am I sensing it again? 'Cause
Nope.
I wanna. No. I want to see if I can duck behind somewhere real fast.
It
and
wasn't.
and-
It wasn't the sense of it going out of your range because it was within your 1,000-foot range.
Mhm.
It was going off the sense that it just disappeared.
Do I get a sense of where it's? Because I knew exactly where it was.
Yeah, it
From the
pinged.
spell.
It pinged to your right about 600 feet or so.
I want to get to the place where it came.
Okay. So you head in that general direction, running with Bryn in front of you. Bryn starts to slow down, and you kind of like skirt around her, like, why are you slowing down? And she kind of just stops you at the last second as you've reached the end of the disc.
So it was off the disc.
The 600 feet mark would roughly be floating in midair.
Did they throw it down there?
It's the freaking dwarf with the loot. Because we know the C chord makes him fly. That's the chord that he played to make him fly.
If I have thunder,
I'm just guessing. I don't know. It just seems the most plausible at the moment. Think he could kill anybody, like assassinate people though.
So it disappeared completely off the thing. There was no sensation of it falling. There was no sensation. So whatever it did, what do I have stocked here? I have Dispel Magic, not Detect Magic. That sucks.
Rashi has detect magic, but she's not with you.
Okay. Nori's just like thinking through her spells, and she's like, it's gone. It's gone. It was over there.
You kind of like look over
Whatever had it.
to the side as you're telling this to Bryn, and the 3 Durgar guards are just like balancing on the top of their halberds at the edge of the thing, just like kind of like waiting for the next step in things to go.
Bryn's just gonna
Oh
look
boy.
at her, shake her head.
Bryn's, I need someone with Detect Magic. I don't have the spell prepared. Let's see.
You see the closest Durgar guard to you, his eyes just go black. And he looks over and around and kind of shakes his head.
Well, Detect Magic doesn't go far enough to see where it was, does it?
You don't know. He can understand you, you can't understand him.
That makes sense. I have that knowledge of Spanish. I don't know what else I could do here. It disappeared, I guess? But there's no... This is stupid.
I mean, could they have just teleported away or something once they got over
Yeah,
here?
but teleporting away with these items?
I don't know.
Well, they did kill someone.
They killed 2 people.
Yeah.
They now have a crap ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of random ass shit that I don't know what they would do with.
Yeah, I don't know.
How many rations did you have?
I had 8.
you had 8.
I had 8. I don't know what to do here. I do not have the spells to figure this thing out. I don't have Dispel Magic. I do have Dispel Magic. And I can't cast a ton of stuff. Are there any plants nearby?
The 3 Durgar look at themselves like,
I'm not asking them, I'm looking around.
oh, Yeah, so clerics around here wear these large signs on their chest that says "I'm a cleric," but they're
No, I asked if there were any plants nearby.
Oh,
Plants, as in
plants?
leaves.
No, you're underground in a borehole mine.
It was worth a shot. I was gonna try to talk to one.
There's a little weed sprouting.
I mean, plants can grow in really weird
Get
places.
this Henry Crapgas going. Let's go.
As far as like plant material goes, like yeah, you're just getting like the errant weed that grows like here or there. There's no like ferns down here just chilling.
Would there have been any plants that could see people walking past or anything suspicious?
Nearby, you've got a small little. It almost looks like a dandelion, but the petals are like blood red. That's literally the only plant matter that's in this immediate vicinity.
Being a druid is wild. Would it have been facing a direction or be able to quote unquote see something?
It's right down next to you on the floor. That's about as good as you're gonna get.
I don't know if it's worth burning a 3rd level spell to talk to a weed.
Of course
Careful.
it is.
I mean, we
Careful, you
can
might-
always pay for more rooms and stay another night, so you can get the spell back.
Oh, we need to do that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. And if I ask the plant, whenever I talk to plants, they give me real roundabout answers.
Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right.
They're just like,
Um,
leave me alone.
While they're off, can Richa take Rashi with her consent, of course, and
Henry
to-
Crabgrass.
She just didn't. She just didn't like some really tall person just randomly picking
Well,
her
yeah.
up off the ground.
And that would be exactly what Richa's gonna do right now, unless you were okay with it. So he'd be like, ask for consent first, and then have his hand out.
She would put her hand out towards to meet him.
He would take her over to the butcher shop next door, and then sort of, assuming Rashi's going to translate if they don't understand me, say to the butcher and be like, people fucking with shit, and sort of like guide the butcher over towards his blood boiler.
Oh, the guards have already gone over, have talked with him, because you pointed it out to them, so they've did a bit of interrogating to him as well. So when you bring this up and like try to show him around, he's like, I've already told the guards everything that I know. I don't turn on the boiler overnight. So if people are using it to climb up and down, I don't have any control over it. My butchery closes at 2 p.m. So by the time, nighttime comes around or anything like that, it's dead cold by that time.
So it narrows the window a little bit, but because our long rest was only going to be like sometime up until like 10 p.m. or something, right?
Something like that, yeah.
So then sometime between the nighttime when it cooled off and 10 p.m. would have been when it had to have happened. But can I do like an investigation around just to see if I can pick up a trail?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a survival check.
Can Rashi like help him? Like, can she figure out what he's trying to do as he like looks around?
Sure. So, you roll a survival check as well.
Oh, okay. I was trying to help him, but that works too.
Well, yeah, you'd be helping by looking in a different direction.
And here's Kaporin standing with a bunch of Durgar, not knowing what the hell's going on.
All of them side-eyeing him for casting magic without permission.
just sitting there nicely, like hands tucked in. It's like I didn't do anything wrong.
Just keep sitting. Just keep sitting.
Technically, you did. You didn't tell them, hey, I'm gonna cast a spell. Is that okay? You didn't ask for consent first.
Just
People
comparing
shouldn't judge-
character art.
So are we talking to the plant, Nori?
Yeah, we're gonna talk to the plant. I'm gonna look like an idiot in front of all these people. I'm gonna talk to the fucking weed.
All right, let's finish with the Richaw thing first. Okay, Richaw, you end up seeing a couple pairs of footprints, but they all seem to be the same footprints. Right next to the boiler, facing away from it, towards the wall across. But that's it. There are no excess footprints after that. It just seems to be like residual dust from the top of the roof.
Can I determine what race it is by the size of their footprint?
No, it's not like, muddy footprints or anything. You just see like a collection of dust and dirt that has come down with whoever it was on the ground here, and you're seeing like outlines of feet, not like the full on, oh, I can he's wearing Skechers. There's none of that.
Wearing the latest fashion too. There's no marks on the floor.
I want Richaw to learn so much and then not be able to communicate any of it.
I feel like that's your goal in every interaction. Just have the most knowledge, but no way to share it.
So you learned that they're wearing size 12 Air Jordans. Limited edition, only printed about 100 of them between 1992 and 93.
Oh wow, that's an obscure fact to bring out of your brain there.
Then he just starts scratching his beard like, why would they steal 150 platinum? They're so rich already.
They need more Air Jordans.
They need all 99. They need to own all 100 pairs.
But yeah, no.
Now.
There's too much. I mean, like I said, it's not enough dust, and it's too much movement to give you like clear, defined footprints or size or anything.
Yeah, it's all good. He'd probably just head on out to go try and meet up with Nori and Bryn, who ran off then.
Okay. All right, Nori.
He's gonna come to me talking to a plant. It's all plants within 30 feet, so and it does travel with me and lasts for 10 minutes, so it's kind of, I realize it's a trail of me being able to understand plants, and it's
It also means that you have to be openly talking to random plants, because most plants aren't used to being talked to. So they're not going to be like, la la la, I'm a plant. They're just going to be chilling there.
They're suddenly imbued with consciousness.
Yeah.
I've cursed them. But I'm going to get down on my stomach right next to the flower, just head on the floor, just the weird-ass druid, and go, hey, buddy.
Nori's a fairy Disney princess.
Ole Holmes, what's up? How you doing today?
Oh, the fucking plant is so cello.
Yo, can you like step it back a couple feet? You have some of that morning breath, yo.
I'll step back.
Thank you. Personal space.
I apologize.
It's alright.
Hey, I was wondering if you saw any weird people run by.
¿Qué pasó, homie? I'm blind.
Did you sense any weird people running around?
Ah, yeah, see, there's this girl who's like talking to me out of nowhere. Super weird.
Thanks, man.
Well, I mean,
Yes,
come
I know,
on, man. I'm
yeah.
just chilling here, and all of a sudden, like, girl comes down to me and is like, hi. And I'm just like, ¿qué pasa?
Every time.
But, I mean, there's so many weird people nearby. Like, that one's weird. Those people that are weird on those sticks. Like,
Yes, they're very weird.
I can feel them on their sticks, but, yo, dude, why you on a stick?
Did you feel anyone run off the side?
That would be weird, yo.
Yeah, it would. Kind of want to know about that.
Oh yeah, man. We got people that walk all the sides all the time.
Walk off the side?
Ah, they walk, they run, they jump, they fly. They call it bungee jumping, yo.
In this spot in particular?
Ah, man, we got daredevils all up and down the discs. My cousin Ficus, you know, he lives down on disc 5. He's a badass.
So sorry, I can't do this.
One day, look, y'all, like, he saw the people, they were bungee jumping, right? And he's like, fuck, I want to do that too. Then one day, all of a sudden, his
I
whole
look
house...
up from the plant and I just go, I'm not getting anything useful.
And one day, the whole house just went boom! And he bungee jumped all the way down. Took him like 2 weeks before they found him and they brought him back up.
I'm impressed that they put that much effort into finding a plant.
Ah, man. I told him next time you do that, you gotta put the rope around you first. That's the whole bungee portion of it. But no, don't listen to the weed.
I love how all the animals and plants, everything else is very fantasy, and then the plants and animals are full and just like they talk in French. It's my favorite thing. So I'm not getting anything useful from the plant, so I'm so sorry, I can't.
Yo, why'd you get
The
so
dead end
quiet?
here.
Why you leave? Come back, yo.
Nori is. I don't know if she would find this funny or not, but
Yo,
I do.
Yo, lady. Come here. I got something to ask you.
You can ask me from down there.
But it's a secret, yo.
No one else can understand you right now. It's just me.
Psh. Man, I can hear him over here.
I forgot they can all understand. Okay, Nori's gonna get close to the.
Don't listen to that bitch. She's so mean. She don't like talking to me no days. And then finally someone wants to talk to me and she tries to chime in. Oh, just because you a loud ass bitch? Yo, shut up, man.
What's your name there, buddy?
Charlie. Anyway. Man, she's got me all messed up. Anyway. I got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you got any pollen?
No, I don't.
I mean, I'm just asking for a friend.
I don't usually carry that on me.
Okay. I got my sister and she's got like 17,000 kids. She got cross-pollinated, I didn't. And I'm just sitting here, man. I just want to be a family man.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. But, you know...
Just lightly tap him.
Ow! That was
Sorry.
my nose! But if you come across any pollen, you know, just help a brother out.
I will.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you for the information.
No problem, man. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Charlie.
You start to turn away and you just hear...
I feel so bad for the guy.
It's hard out here for a weed.
It really is. So I got nothing from that.
Well, you got a lot from that, but nothing
I
useful.
got a lot, but nothing pertinent to our current murder investigation. So I just
After-
sat on the ground for a while listening to a flower cry.
Richard, you came in about halfway.
Lovingly.
Would Nori let us know that he is very lonely and needs a plant friend?
think Nori would go, so, I didn't stock any particular spells that would help, so I thought I'd talk to the plant. He's a very nice plant. He did not know anything that would be helpful to our current situation. He's a very lonely plant. I say that quietly so he can't hear me. I didn't know plants could cry like that.
You just see one of the petals fall off.
Wait, what kind of plant is this? Isn't it a weed?
It's like a little dandelion, but the petals, instead of being yellow, are red.
I have written down in my notes, Charlie the sad red dandelion.
It's now Racha's mission to find him a suitable partner.
You haven't even helped the Kaporan yet.
I'm so tempted to take him now.
Just completely uproot him.
I don't want to kill him though.
Turn him into like an awakened shrub eventually. Get him that pot that'll eventually, after 10 months or whatever, turn him into
I do get awakened next level.
So we're gonna come back to Kimber when you get that spell and awaken Charlie the Cholo plant.
No, we're just gonna take Charlie with us.
Holy, what's up, guys?
He can only. Oh no, he would talk all the time.
This is awesome.
Yes, if he was awakened, he would talk all the time.
Hey, what are you guys doing? Why are you all sleeping? What's this sleeping?
So this is
Charlie,
Kaporan's new
please shut up.
friend. This is Kaporan's soon-to-be new friend.
Okay, I feel like we actually really have to make that happen somehow, but like, also we'll get really tired of it really quick.
Accidentally leave him somewhere. But you know,
If he's
other
awakened though, can't he follow us? If he's awakened, can't he follow us? Yeah, he'll just follow after us. If we leave him anywhere.
If we entice him with enough friends, he'll be fine.
Or we
Well,
just go,
I
here's an
got so
entire
covered
field of
with my tears.
pollen.
We'll just give him a baggie of pollen. He's like, here you go. We gotta go now.
I'm so tempted to take him now. Does Nori know how to get him out without killing him? I don't. I have no green thumb. I kill every plant I own.
You know, I do, but Kaporan don't, so...
So,
I'm so sorry.
But we couldn't find her book.
Nope, we found Charlie and he's a delight.
Kaporan finally finds you guys. It's like, Nori, why are you on the ground? Did you find my book?
No. I mean, technically, I got information. They disappeared off in that direction. Detect magic only goes so far, and I don't have the spell. I'm so sorry. Just keep going. I can't.
Nori just dying on the inside.
and the outside.
Huh?
Dying on the inside and outside. So
we're gonna get 2 new characters soon because Nora's gonna die.
So without the Charlie the Cholo, unable to give off any information pertinent to possibly finding anything, and the guards detect magic, not being able to see anything. What would you guys like to do? After a while, especially when you start talking to the plants, 2 of the guards leave.
So did Nori explain, like, that whatever happened was floating off in the air?
Yeah, I would have explained everything I learned.
Can I just sort of take the ghost lantern's mage hand and just sort of wave it around out in that area, just to see if anything happens to it?
Yeah, what's the range on it?
I think 60.
Yeah, pushing it out there, kind of waving it in as far of a direction as you can. It doesn't.
It's 30. It's 30 feet. Sorry.
Okay, well, even still, it doesn't collide with anything or interact with anything.
Because it disappeared 100 feet out, correct?
150.
150, so we couldn't sense anything unless I went out there and flew.
Yeah, and the wall sits at about 450 yards. Yards, not feet.
Can Rachad just sort of pretend to, like, pantomime flapping his wings?
You looking at Kaporin while you're doing this?
Kaporin's still back at the place, getting...
No,
Unless
he
you
came
followed
by.
us.
Yeah.
Rashi's the only one that hasn't come found you guys because she just assumes that like something happened and you'll be back eventually.
I think it's only Kaparin and Rachel that have seen me talk to a plant before. I don't think Bryn was there yet.
No, I think that was like the first night because
Yeah.
we got attacked or whatever.
So it's less weird for you guys.
That's why Bryn fell in love with Nori. She was like, oh, she can talk to plants.
Yeah, no, that don't think that was what it was.
It was a different kind of plant.
And they definitely didn't talk to it.
That was a horrific night, and to start off our traveling together.
That was... Oh no, we're talking about something completely different. We're talking about the elven lady's house.
The drug tea fiasco.
Mm-hmm.
The barbiturates, yes. But yeah, so Kaporin, Nori, Richa, and Bryn are all over here, with one Duergar guard still there. The one that cast detect magic.
Rachad sort of like ties a rope around his waist and is like ready to go if anybody wants him to.
Porn grabs the other end and ties it to
No.
Bryn.
No,
Ties it
he's
to Bryn.
gesturing.
Tied it to Bryn.
Let's be real here, Kaporin.
No, he's gesturing, like flapping his wings, like somebody give me something.
He wants to fly. But I don't think Kaporin has that spell anymore.
No.
Oh man.
That was
I
when
can
he was a
do it in a
warlock.
really convoluted way, but do you really want me to summon 8 pixies and have them cast fire? That's the only way I can do it. Unless you would like me to turn to a giant eagle, a massive bird that is easily the size of a horse, to carry you over there. It's going to be very noticeable.
Porn's like, let's probably go back to the inn.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting anything else out of this. Besides her.
Porn
And
is
we
sad
leave.
he lost. Porn's sad he lost his book, but he'll live on without it.
My stomach hurts.
My cheeks are red and hurt and like pulsing.
Alright, so what are we doing?
Back to the inn. To the fluffy, non-rainbow Pegasus.
Alright.
If I were to pull an arrow from the ground, what would that type be?
Well, from here, the discs are made out of stone.
So is that mountain?
It'd be mountain, yeah.
Okay.
So if they're made out of stone, I'm a mountain druid. I have so many spells related to mountains. I would have a weird knowledge of rocks. I kind of want to go back towards the inn and then inspect because there's a stone wall behind everything, right?
Yeah.
Am I imagining this incorrectly?
Well, the spire that rises up the middle is metal.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
Yeah, that's how, like, the metal pipe from the blood boiler was able to fashion into it, because the metal is melded together. The discs themselves are made out of stone, but underneath, like, it's like rebar concrete. There's a metal inner layer, but stone on the outside.
Obviously I won't do it without permission, but if I were to fire an arrow trying to hit like roughly out 150 feet, because that'd be at a disadvantage shot for me with my bow, would it look like I'm about to hit anything dangerous, or would it seem like that spire can take a shot?
Oh, the spire's behind you. The spire's the middle column that holds all the discs.
Gotcha.
But you shooting out, I mean, even if it doesn't hit anything, eventually it's probably going to reach the wall. And cattle and horses and all livestock are kept in the walls. So you have a very good chance at possibly hitting something as the arrow kind of goes and then starts to arc down. Because it's 450 yards away, so that's like 1,200 feet, 1,300 feet from the edge. So you won't hit it immediately, but as it arcs and goes down, you'll probably eventually hit something. So if you want to take that risk, you can. Somewhere just down on the 9th, 10th disc. Oh!
Yeah, he wouldn't do it without expressed consent from the dwarves, as well as...
He would look at you and be like... Because he knows you're trying to aim for something, but if you don't hit anything, he knows what's going to possibly happen. So he's kind of like... debating whether or not he wants to have to write a report for this or not.
This is
400
where
feet away,
this
someone
is where
takes an arrow
Racha
to the knee.
asks for a target from Nori. So like, let me try and shoot something, Nori.
He holds up a finger.
Target?
He's gonna hold up a finger from you, to you, and he's going to pull out from his chest. It's a locket, and as he opens the locket, he kind of whispers into it really quietly, and then closes it, and then tucks the locket back in, and then kind of waits. And as you guys are about to say something, he kind of just holds up a finger. Wait. And he kind of like touches his chest where the locket's at, and then takes 2 steps backwards, and where he was at, another Duragar appears, kind of catches his feet a little bit. This one not wearing armor. He's just wearing just a regular tunic and pants, but he's got kind of like the priest sash that comes down in front on both sides. He's got that, but it connects around the waist to his belt. Kind of looks back at the Duragar, and the Duragar kind of leans over and whispers in his ear and points at Racha. Duragar kind of looks at you all and gives you all a nod, and then goes over to Racha and kind of cracks his fingers, and then starts casting a spell, and then touches Racha, and you've got fly.
He just becomes the most joyous bird in the world, and like forgets for a moment that he's actually supposed to do something with this. It is just like flying around all over the place, and then goes, "Oh yeah," and then
You see the the wizard Duragar kind of look back at the guard, and the guard's just like,
it was only for like a round. He spent his 270 feet or whatever he can move. But
yeah. So
those are-
literally, you lift up, you can fly now. You just, pew, just fucking just bolt 200 and something feet in 6 seconds.
and then doubles back around and then flies out over the top of off to the side, and then like is basically. I'm curious if there's some sort of like portal that might have been taken, or some sort of like stuff going on out
Okay.
over
Make
in
an
the air.
investigation check.
Can I have like Nori guiding me? Like, no, there was a little bit more that way. No,
You can get advantage
I
if she was
please?
pointing you out.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can do this. Bardic inspiration.
Just like over there.
He's too far away for you to give him Bardic right now. She points you in the wrong direction. You're just like, hey, and then you fly off. And then she's like, oh, wait, never mind. Hold on. Then points you back into the correct direction. Out here, you don't make contact with anything. You're not feeling anything. You're not seeing anything. It's not... I mean, the temperature's colder here, but that's about it.
What's directly underneath me, like on the disc below?
You're 150 feet out. There's nothing beneath you.
Okay, so the discs are just like a straight. The lower ones aren't wider than the last one.
No,
Gotcha,
they all stay pretty even.
gotcha. So then, he'll he'll go up in the air so that the Durgars can keep an eye on him still, not like break the rules by going deeper.
Yeah, the wizard Durgar is definitely keeping an eye on you.
But like while he's flying higher, he's just sort of like checking around the other discs as well. Like, if obviously people are going to be like, "What the hell is a bird flying out over there for?"
It's not the weirdest thing they usually see, so it's fine.
Now I'm curious what the weirdest thing is. But
I mean, people bungee jumping would be weird.
but yeah, he'll go all the way up to the surface level if he can before coming back down, just to see if he can see anything else going northward.
Make a perception check. All right, so you start heading up, keeping an eye out, looking in roughly the same direction, and all of a sudden, as you're kind of like going up, here, someone just falls past you, just hurtling speed.
Is there like bungee there or no?
No bungee.
Is it that one old man?
No.
I'm gonna dive bomb and try and catch him.
With your being able to dash and everything, you could, but it's going to push you past the third disc.
I mean, if it's a dude that looks like he's about to die by collapsing, I'm going to dive with it.
It doesn't seem to be struggling in midair.
Can I tell, like,
Doesn't look like he's freaking out like he fell in.
he's not in distress?
Nope.
Well,
You
I would...
kind of split second thinking about it. It sounded like he was saying hello as he went past you.
So then I would stop at the third disc again.
Nori, Bryn, you just see, phew, as someone just, you just see the two Durgards kind of like look down over the edge and kind of just pull back and keep looking at Racha, who's now like waiting right there to go further down.
Okay.
What the fuck? How is that okay? I don't think it is.
Can I just like
'Cause
keep
I-
an eye as he's falling? Like, is he?
I mean, he quickly goes into a place that has no light.
Is this normal? Because I know they can understand me.
Well, they understand certain things. Like, that one Durgar, all he got was Detect Magic. And so he casted it.
Ah.
The wizard, though, is a little bit more wizened, and he speaks common.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's, express elevator down. If you want to get immediately down to, like, the 13th, 14th floor, then, you can go up the top around the rim and go down. We have a decelerating platform that slows them down when they get down to where they need to go.
Technology is wild.
So wait, people just free fall then, and then at a certain point it starts slow. Wow, that's
Rasha,
that's-
you would have heard about this in the past. There is a large rune along half the disc that is a reverse gravity rune. So they can fall off the top, and as they get down to one of the lower discs, they slow down as the reverse gravity becomes more and more powerful until they kind of just hover there in the moment and are just kind of floating for a while until someone reels them in.
That's freaking terrifying.
But now it makes sense with Nori's idea of hearing from the weed, people just randomly running and jumping off.
Well, now Racha's kind of like,
And how
Good.
the ficus survived the fall.
Yeah, that makes sense.
well, Racha's now thinking like, could this be the reason why they only showed up for an instant? They were traveling so fast that they just shot by this level real quick, or no?
Well,
Well,
Nori
if it
did.
was 600 feet,
Yeah, Nori did ask if she felt it move through, and I told her no. It was just immediate blip, and then it was gone.
so
So
they
sh-
teleported.
Or there could be some sort of masking. There's like things that can mask magic, or I don't know if the book's magic, but
No. Wait,
Yeah.
did they take anything magic?
Doesn't
Ah,
seem
damn.
like it.
poop.
No one did ever Arcana check the book either, though, so they don't really know if it's magical.
Really?
So my
Really?
point still stands. If it's magical book, there are things that could mask magic, but then they would have to know, like, maybe you
Go
were,
forward.
maybe they
Spring.
sense.
Really? Like, really?
Is Rasha, is Rashi telling this to us?
Oh no, this
Rashi's
is out of
back in her base.
character. I'm not with you guys. I'm
yeah,
in
I
the-
wasn't sure if you were or not. Yeah, the only other thing Racha can think of, based kind of on like what Rashi is saying and what you're saying about it being a blip, is he'll come flying back and then just sort of take his, I don't even know what he had.
I'm so salty right now.
He'll take his little bell that he has out and like jingle it and then drop it into the bag of holding and then pull it back out of the bag of holding.
I think he wants you to try and
I'm-
locate it.
He shakes his head no.
You can put it into a bag of holding?
I mean, it's an option.
Would I have lost it if it had been put into a bag of holding?
Yeah, then it goes into a different dimension.
That's a really good point, Richa.
Bag of holdings and things
can't do
like it
anything
are
with
an extra dimensional space.
Well, that's great. So it's likely all in a bag. Less teleportation and more magic bag.
I mean, it's an option. Perhaps later.
Perhaps.
But John, now that you're over near the group and with Nori, the wizard's gonna drop fly on you.
Oh man, I'm like 10 feet in the air still.
He knows.
Durgar Wizard's a little, got a little attitude.
Do you have fun flying, Richa?
A 3-point stance as I hit the ground. Like, just nods.
Iron Man land.
It's kind of like a little saddened by it too, because it and looks longingly at Nori's necklace again.
The wizard kind of nods to you all, turns back to the Duragar guard. They nod to each other. The wizard clutches his something on his chest, and he disappears.
Wild.
Orange
Well, that
salt
was a
song.
thing.
Yo, dude, that's fucking crazy!
Yep.
I don't think you cast a con. Did you cast a
It's not It's not a concentration
Oh,
spell.
okay,
it
even
just-
better.
It stays up for 10 minutes. I'm stuck with this plant for 10 minutes.
We're
I mean,
heading
you
back
can
to-
walk away.
Yeah, I think we're gonna head back.
You just might call out to you for that whole however long you
30
you
feet.
have.
His sentience will disappear and then we'll be okay.
His cousin picks up after him. He's like, "Hey, did you hear what he's saying?"
I'm just gonna pass all these weeds, and it's just gonna be like, why?
Rachel will take the petal that fell off of Charlie and go to an herbalist shop and search for something similar. But everybody else do what you want.
Any
There-
interesting?
There is an apothecary on the third disc.
Just shows the petal to the shopkeep if they're offering or if they're approachable.
Going into potions and lotions, it's a Durgar male behind the counter. He speaks common. Because
Interesting.
most merchants speak common.
Oh, not the common thing that.
What? A man can't run an apothecary?
Not that it got me run an apothecary. That it's called potions and lotions.
Oh, that should just be understood. Have you seen the leatherworking shop?
True. Okay, true.
But yeah,
This store is much like a Spencer's too. It's very divided down the line. Certain things are on one side of the shop. Certain things are on another side of the shop. If you want T-shirts and you want like funny, quirky, like little gadgets and items, you go to the right side of the shop. Anyone you see in the left side of the shop, you just don't make eye contact with.
And there's one of those giant balls in the middle that differentiates the two that you put your hand on. I can't ever remember what they're called. I always want to call them Tesla machines, but that's very different.
Or whatever.
Yeah, the little the plasma balls. That was always the mark at every Spencer's I've been in. Like if you went past that, you were in the wrong section or you were in the good section. Just like a little plasma ball there. Oh my god, that's great. Sorry, sidetracked.
But
Sorry.
yeah, I mean, they would have some of those available if you wanted them. They're all dried and cut.
Does he have any potted?
He's got seeds.
You did want kids.
Yeah, he'll get a little baggie of the seeds. Not like a huge amount, but
Yeah, one bag comes with like 20 seeds in it.
all right, he'll do his best to.
1 trillion.
All right, he will pay that gladly, and he will go back to Charlie and just sort of sprinkle them in the best cracks he feels like might have root.
All right.
Just unborn children of plants sprinkled around.
Yeah, just sprinkling baby carcasses around him.
It's more.
Carcasses.
It's more of like a perhaps adoption.
Yeah, make him a dad.
And if most of them don't take, he just watches their bodies decay.
So dark.
All right. So, you have the one guard that's still tailing you guys if you guys are going back to the fluffy white Pegasus.
Yes. Specify that every time.
But yeah, so you guys head back, meet with the other Duragar guards that have been here. It seems that the investigation and the going through the rooms and people and getting all the items that have gone missing is over. The female Duragar hands the list over to the guards. They nod, they take note, and as you guys reapproach, Rashi, you would have heard this going on. Metal plates are being faceted to the sides where the illusory walls are. So, as you guys come forward, you just hear as these large metallic bolts are being driven, and you see one guy has it over his shoulder, and another guy has a giant warhammer, and just stink, and just driving these bolts in to put the plate up against the side of the wall. So the guards leave, the people doing the construction leave, and you guys are left to deal with it as you wish.
So did you find anything?
Kinda. I was able to pinpoint where the thing disappeared. Either they teleported away or the items were shoved in a bag of holding. Some sort of dimensional thing.
Mm. Mm. Well, hopefully we can get it back, but it seems like
I
they
I
were
had
prepared to make a getaway.
Yeah.
You lost some of your food, and I have a lot. So here, and Rashi hands you like 10 rations.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thanks, Rashi.
Yeah, I'm sort of not used to having my own food, so I overbought. Usually, you kind of get fed when you're on guard duty, when you take your break, or you come off shift, or before you go on shift, so I wasn't sure how much food to buy, so I bought like a month's worth of rations.
I appreciate it.
We do have to go and talk to Valor soon. If they're done, they seem to be done here, so I think we can go, unless anyone needs anything. Do we want to get more rooms? Because technically we don't have any rooms available right now.
Yes, if they, we can, I guess, get the room again for another night, so we don't need one of them.
You don't want to stay in the room with the creepy trapdoor beneath it?
No, Saren.
Yeah, Saren's
sorry.
Oh, right. She's like, oh, wait. Oh, yeah, sorry. Like, she's
Dead
like,
wizard.
So,
Oh, yeah, that's
going up to the Durgar woman. Yeah, I can get you all your rooms again. We've had a few vacancies, obviously, so you can all get your own separate rooms if you'd like.
I mean, everybody else was in their separate room. It was just me and Nori that were sharing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming we're okay with sharing still, unless you want to.
Yeah.
she's like, I need a damn break. Just kidding.
And the birds sleep on the roof.
I don't know what he's saying, but no. As far as you want to keep the same room that you've been in,
Rashi looks at
because
Nori and
the other suite is currently being cleaned.
Are you okay with the same room? That the other one's unavailable.
Do they have a way to secure that trapdoor from up there? Or
Oh,
have
from what I know, they've already sealed it off.
All right, Bryn's gonna. Yeah, that's fine. Then we can keep that room. But as soon as we get in there, Bryn's checking.
Exactly.
The same
You're
rooms are
going to
fine.
stay still.
They put they didn't put a metal plate over it. They put metal bars over it because they would have explained that the original flues that became the tunnels were for transporting hot air through when it gets cold, and then also just for ventilation.
Or Cha kind of take a glance into the other room that the dead people were in,
It's
just to see what was
locked.
up.
Do we have any idea what kind of people they were, or anything like that?
Nope.
You mean the people that were killed or the people that did it?
Killed.
The answer is same for both.
All right, so I don't know how much it was for the rooms, because Bryn just took care of that last time.
Rooms are 6 trillium per room per night.
Okay, so that'd be 30
8 for
trillion.
the sexy room.
Oh, 8. Of course, that one's gonna be more expensive. Okay,
Orange new player.
20,
But technically,
32?
2 people in that one, it's cheaper.
Mm-hmm. We have one less room to pay for.
If
No.
we're okay,
No discounts
we're-
are going to be given out anytime soon because they need to recoup some money.
If we're
Yes.
okay with living in the uncleaned other room, can we use that to double up in that one?
I mean,
when
it would fit
when
all
I
of us.
when I mean that it's not cleaned yet, they're still in there.
It's still being used.
Not quite.
The cleric hasn't come yet.
Who?
Oh, that's none of your business. Okay, have a good one.
Okay, so that's what 32 trillion total. There's 4 single rooms and then the double room.
Yeah.
Okay.
24,
I
yeah.
was doing math in my head, so I always have to double check if I
Mhm.
can do the math right or not.
Yeah,
Okay.
32.
Cool. Da-da-da.
Orange is gonna run off to Brennan and Nori's room to go collect his clothing before they notice that he's done laundry in there.
It's locked.
They locked the door after they cleaned it. Damn.
They didn't clean it. They installed metal bars, so
Oh.
the intaker locked it as she left. Yes.
Would Kaporin feel like using a spell just to get it so he doesn't get in trouble? Nope. He'll leave it in there.
Oh, by the way, would you like to pay for damages now or wait until possibly more damages are incurred? The rug is completely soaked and it started to mildew a little bit.
It's been like half an hour.
It's velvet though.
It's
That's
red
so-
velvet and warm water. And we've noticed there's a few markings along the wall, right above the bed.
From when Kaparin's body was slammed into it.
Oh, okay. I was
Nori.
like,
Or maybe other
Nori
things.
glares at Rashawn Corparan. What the fuck did you guys do?
And we also had to
I'm-
send in a cleaner to get all the kissy things off the glass up top.
from Kaporin kissing himself.
Raja has no idea about that part.
Rashi looks at them and goes, I'm not paying for those. Those come out of your pocket. I'll pay for the rooms, but I'm not paying the damages. Or she says that to Kaporin and Richard, not the innkeep, obviously.
And Nori says, "What did you guys do?" Be like, crack the case.
Cracked the case and broke the room.
So for the damages that were incurred, that's going to go ahead and be another 44 trillium.
Raja will hand it over.
Much obliged, thank you.
Yeah, velvet and water are not a good combination.
Bryn's just gonna like try to whisper over to Nori. I don't think we should put them in that room anymore.
No, absolutely not.
Nori, you notice Kaporin trying to slink off.
Corparan?
I do too.
Absolutely not.
Or books it to his room.
As soon as Nori says Kaporin, I just reach out and grab him.
Give me
Like- oh,
it's going to be Bryn's athletics versus Kaporin's athletics or acrobatics.
oh God, please let me roll well.
Can she get advantage because I pointed it out?
She don't need it. Just catches the collar of Kaporin. He hit it.
Kaporin slithers out of his shirt and continues to run away.
You think that's gonna stop her? Just gonna just grab the
You only
bathroom.
have 20 feet of speed. You're so slow.
She just walks up to you.
Kaporin dashes. Bryn moves slightly faster.
My room's on the
Bryn's got like 35 feet.
All right,
Rashi just looks at the innkeep and is like, I'm so sorry.
we've had weirder people. It's fine.
That is true.
Kaporin takes that as a compliment. and continues to try to run away.
Rashi wouldn't have translated that. You don't understand under Dwarven.
He just get a feel like he feels good that she said something. He's like, she probably said something nice. Could have just
Oh
run
yeah,
away.
Bryn's full on like I feel like trying to grapple you now. She's like, you're not getting out of
Yeah,
it.
you've got him like by the wrist, like a mom and a child, and they try to pull and tug, and you just got him like by the wrist. Like, nope, this is dead handing this. All right. So you guys have your rooms
Oh,
back again
okay.
for at least one night. It's currently about lunchtime.
We should
You
really
still need to
go
go
and
Talk to
talk
Balor.
to Balor
Yes.
before it gets much
Let's-
later.
Definitely.
And
get
I'm
that done.
hungry.
We'll talk to him and then we can get some food.
Well, okay. He'll probably have food, to be honest. I mean, you saw what he shoved in my face last time.
I think that's half the rations that you gave Nori.
Yes, that was part of it.
But we also wouldn't want to impose. It's not like we talked about having lunch together.
Yeah, let's just head over there, talk, and then we can go get lunch afterwards.
As they're having this peaceful conversation, Kaporn's just like trying to like pull his hand out.
Just like,
Kind of
"Ugh,
Like,
ugh."
Nori's,
Oh yeah,
Nori's
no.
gonna give you your
It's gonna
shirt
look
back.
like-
Just go put it on.
It's gonna look like we are holding hands walking down the street, bud.
Kaporn's like trying to gnaw at his arm at this point.
All right. So
Wow.
you guys are going to Balor.
How old is Kaporan? Jeez.
Inner child.
Right?
Kaporn's technically younger than youngest?
Nope.
One
Nope,
years?
you are not the youngest. You are not
No,
the
Youngest is
youngest.
for Cha.
Oh yeah,
But
that's
apparently
right.
we don't know who the oldest is.
Kaporn is like the middle
Did that
child.
change since Saren left?
I don't think it's Rashi, but I could be wrong. I don't think I'm the oldest.
Plot twist. Arts didn't count the years right. Nori's even older.
Why is
All right.
my DB on this?
So you go to Balor. He notices you all come. Doesn't clear out his patrons this time, but kind of just as people are meandering through his wares, kind of just talks through them towards you guys. Hello again. Nobody's died.
No, it's lunchtime.
That's good. I was just making sure because last time, between the two times, yeah, okay. Anyway, I'm looking at your friends, and I need to ask again and get an answer from everybody. Did anybody die?
No, no one died. Oh wait,
Deception check.
that's not what Nori was meaning to. I thought
Persuasion check.
she was referencing her group. These are her people. That none of my people
He
died.
just-
she wasn't
he
thinking about it.
Well, he's okay. So if you were trying to deceive, then persuasion.
I don't think she. Oh, okay. I guess persuasion. Watch me roll very poorly. Oh, never mind.
I think his dad sends it still, so it's like still plus 16.
Yeah, even if he rolls a nat 1, he's gonna know. But I don't think Nori super realizes she lied. She's just like, yeah, my people are fine.
I mean, it
He
would
looks
be
at you
reasonable.
and kind of. Because I've been hearing some interesting things coming from the Pegasus.
Oh, that. Hey, that was not our fault.
Okay, just saying, they saw some interesting folks running out of there.
We were robbed.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just
Interesting
looks down.
folks.
Just looks down at Rashi.
Wait, how tall is Balor? Aren't they about the
Well,
same
he's
height?
he's behind his
Oh, he's behind the desk.
yeah, he's
or
behind the
whatever.
workbench, so it's raised a little.
Oh, okay,
Can I-
yeah.
Can I do an insight check on it? Like, what does he think of us? Can I just read that on his face?
Rachad's asking.
You can just read that on his face. He's not hiding it.
He doesn't really like y'all.
I can tell.
Rachad's asking though, like interesting folks in his own voice.
He kind of just nods his head towards Nori and Bryn.
That's weird.
Anyway,
Last night,
I don't know anything about last night. I was talking about tall people being run out this morning. Guessing that was you all.
Run out?
Yeah, with a couple guards in pursuit.
Wait.
You
I'm trying to
guys
think.
ran
Were
out.
they going faster than us?
Well, they started behind you.
Oh, but then they went in front of us, didn't they?
Yeah, but depending on who he heard it from, it would have seemed like you guys left first, and then the guards came in after.
It looked like they were like chasing you.
And then, unless they followed you all the way to the end, they realized that you guys were together.
Oh, that. No, we weren't being chased. We were helping them figure out whatever the fuck is happening.
Well, that puts a little ease in my mind. Sorry you
Well,
got.
not that bad.
You gotta understand. It's only the second day I've been knowing you. First
But
day
at
you
this
went with
point-
guitar.
Oh, that's true.
So, as far as your track record with me so far, one day meet with a criminal individual. Second day being chased by guards. You can understand how some things would track in my mind.
Yeah, that tracks.
You guys kind of hear rummaging in the back because Rashi just kind of walked back to go get food. So you kind of hear like quiet rummaging and like humming as she's like getting food for people.
And you're not even feeding my Rashi.
We haven't had time for
I
lunch
mean-
yet.
He just,
mean,
he
it's
just
her-
deadpan stares at Bryn.
She's
We were going to
like
get lunch after this. Apparently, couldn't wait.
I'm guessing you're
I
here
mean-
for me to set up the meeting?
He's just gonna nod.
So tonight?
Yes, we know we don't want to interfere with the dinner you had planned with Rashi's mother.
No, it's fine. We can set it up for afterwards. It's quite alright. Close my shop here in about 4 hours. I'll go down to the 6th disc and talk to my guy. And I'll come back up as long as you guys are here at closing. I'll come back up and escort whoever's going down.
I did have a question about spells and whether or not this person has anti-magic stuff.
Oh, I have no clue about that. Some of these people are casters themselves. Others feel a wee bit shy around it. So it's really dependent on the individual. This guy, I haven't seen him act weird around casters before, so I wouldn't know. But it also depends on where he decides to have the meeting at.
More of, if I'm to cast a spell before all of this, can people sense that? Will people be offended by that? Stuff like
Oh,
that.
again, that depends on location. Some places down there, they do have wards and such that will dispel any magical items or spells put upon a person, just to make sure that no one's going in there pretending to be something they're not. So a lot of illusory and a lot of enchantment spells don't work. That's why not a lot of people carry magical weapons between the 4th and 10th disc.
You're all talking, and Rashi comes out with like some food in her hands.
Like a muffin in her
lunchtime.
mouth.
Yeah, she's like trying to tell you it's lunchtime, and she's like, "Oh wait, it's lunchtime," and she finishes eating the muffin, and she hands. You see her have some like a small plate with like like some fish on it and hands it out to Racha. She's totally doesn't care that there's people in the shop like browsing around. She's like, whatever. This is like, it's lunchtime and this is the place she's probably the most comfortable.
Yeah.
I was
As you're like,
score.
as you're like walking by, he just like absentmindedly reaches his hand out and takes some off the plate and just starts munching on it.
I thought we were getting lunch after this.
We are getting lunch after this. But why do we
Okay.
have to go?
What, you never heard of second lunch?
I guess I don't eat a lot.
Thought that was a halfling thing.
Oh.
Kaporin like raises his hand. Can I
Don't.
have some of that?
Don't tell my mom that. She'll stuff your face.
No, you're thinking second breakfast. That's more of a hobbit thing.
Okay, yeah, Rashi goes to Kaporin. I don't know what Kaporin needs, but she would have put like, I don't know, some like
Everything.
eggs and cheeses and yeah, everything. Just one of everything or two of everything, because that way, if you like it, you can taste a little bit better. And it's like, and she has her head and she, I'm sorry for getting mad at you. Here,
And he just takes it and he's like,
go back there and eat it though. You don't want to get
Like a
shop
hamster?
all messy. What? Sorry, I missed
Just
that.
like a hamster. That was what he was
Yeah,
describing.
he was just like, oh.
just like stuffing his.
And she like
Anybody-
kind of guides him towards like the kitchen-y, the cot area, so like he's not eating
Does
in the
Bryn
shop.
release him?
Oh yeah, is Bryn still holding on to him? I forgot about that.
I just imagine her holding onto his wrist, like, no.
It's like my hand's gone pale at that point.
It's a
Kaporin's
death
hand
grip.
is completely pale.
Just-
Anybody
job.
that sort of looks at Racha weird for eating fish in the middle of a store, he will offer some to.
No, most are just kind of there for their business, so they're not
They
really
don't- yeah.
focusing on anybody. So, anything else you guys want to do here?
Besides eat.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna go find a place for lunch to make sure Rashi eats.
Rashi will start putting more food on Nori's plate whenever it gets low. Well, unless Nori stops her. Like, it just, Nori will look back and be like, wait, I thought I ate everything already. And there'll just be more food.
Nori just. Her lovely high passive perception. She's just like, I can't eat all of this Rashi.
Bryn will just
Too
like
much.
slowly take it off your plate. It's fine.
Kaporin helps
No,
Rashi shoveling food with his like fork or something onto Nori's face. Like, no, you're too small. Eat.
No, this is not how it works.
We're both halflings. You need to eat more. You obviously don't.
I'm
eat
not a
enough.
halfling. Half elf.
Half elf.
Half elf.
Right. Half elf.
Yeah,
That one.
Half elf.
Kapor-
I was just like,
Kapor- if Kaporin's a halfling, he had some growth hormones somewhere. He was experimented on or some shit.
Nuclear
He is
radiation.
sick.
Yeah, like, wow.
Okay, the
Yes.
closest restaurant to Balar's place is called the Elder Wolpentanger.
Alright.
Someone's gonna
Before
try
we
to-
leave Balar, Racha would go, the business deal. Who?
It is Thrazek. I believe I told you guys that yesterday.
Yeah, he'll just. But Racha wasn't in that situation. He'll sort of look curious and be like, "What sort of things do you do for the ship?"
Trying to think how Balar would interact with this. Kind of like looks at Racha and then kind of looks to Bryn. Says brain all scrambled.
He's trying his best to ask a question, I think.
All right, Bird. You wanted an arms manufacturer, so I know a guy named Throzek, and I am setting up a meeting between you and Throzek.
He just sort of nods and is like, anything I should know?
I mean, he's looking over towards everybody else at this point too.
We're all so used to this at this point. It's just
I mean,
I
there's
still
there,
get
there's a lot that you need to
confused.
know. I mean, you should know that if you're having some stomach problems, lay on your left side at night for digestion. If you're having gas, lay on your right.
when did he know about this person?
It's like,
for-
it's like interesting.
If you have a
Actually,
cramp,
like,
if you have a cramp, water. You need to hydrate.
Warren's having deja vu that like we've had a conversation like this before, because we've definitely had a conversation like this before.
Josh just wasn't present for it. But he'll sort of be like, "What are you drinking, Thrazek?"
Oh, Throzik.
We're gonna go buy him fancy alcohol.
Throzik's a bit of a don't know how to explain it more than pinky out. Very hoity-toity. Very upper echelon. He drinks. It's got many different names throughout the country, as well as other places that you can get it, different continents. But its most notable name is called Angel's Tears.
Ooh.
I mean, that sounds like absinthe to me.
Is that-
Basically, that sounds like absinthe
Warren,
or
Warren,
something
like,
similar.
a little. It's like that sounds so delicious. Angel's tears.
no, just no. I don't want to.
You definitely need a strong constitution to be able to handle that. But he says that it also keeps him moderate, as you can't be just taking him back. You got to sip on it.
Knowing Kaporin, he would just kind of like down the cup because he's just interested in what it would be like.
Every time Kaparin gets drunk, he ends up without clothes on, and Nori doesn't want to deal with that.
Luckily,
no.
Warren's not going.
Does it ring a bell at all
Exactly.
for Bryn? The name of that stuff? No? Okay, cool.
Right. Purchasable?
Depends on which establishment you end up having your meeting at. It's not the most common of beverages.
Kaporin's like, please buy me a bottle if you guys find it.
No, I'm
Absolutely.
vetoing this right now.
Kaparin just like over your shoulder. Yes, please.
You've proved yourself untrustworthy.
So, any other
So-
questions for Balar before you
I
guys?
guess the way that he's describing it, would it be a similar way to the other drink that God, I can't think of the name right now.
Possibly.
Okay. That could be, she's like, that might be similar. Okay.
Distant cousin named Carlos.
Gift to Thrazek.
What was that? What was that, Richo?
Gift Thrazek. Angel Tears.
Oh, if you want to be buying some, I can, when we go down there, we can go past a place that you can purchase a small bottle.
How much?
I don't drink this stuff myself, so I have no idea. Any other questions?
Just Razak? Associates?
He might have one of his salespeople with him, but other than that, it should just be him. He's going to make sure he's at a comfortable place for you all to meet. So, I mean, technically, I'm sure he's going to have friends there, wherever he ends up deciding to meet you all. But, yeah.
Sounds like a plan. Get out there put your confidence pants on.
Kind of pats you on the back. There you go. Okay, so you guys go to the Elder Whoopentinger. It's the closest food place nearby, and it's all vegan.
Wait, is there anyone in the party that's vegan?
I'm sure Nori would appreciate it.
Oh.
Nori will eat meat, but she'd rather be vegetarian.
Well,
Okay.
you've got a vegan place that you guys are going to.
Cool.
Just pretend Rashi didn't give you anything that was meat based.
Bryn ate it.
Okay. So Rashi wouldn't necessarily know that you prefer not to eat meat, because Bryn would just take all the meat off Nori's plate.
It's sort of like if she's traveling and she needs to like hunt for food, she'll do that. It's like, oh, this is for survival. But then when she's in more civilized areas, it's like, I have the option just to not eat meat, so I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Or just like, give me all of it.
Rachai's like, I want meat, but only fish.
Nori, as you're about to chow down on the plate, it's like a fried eggplant with some
Sounds tasty.
like steamed broccoli and some stuff on the side. But as the plate gets dropped down in front of you, just as a slight garnish on top is a small red leafed dandelion.
It's his sister.
Oh no.
Wait, Kaporn wasn't there
Nori refuses to think of the fact that it may be Charlie, so she's going to take off Little Petal and just eat the food. She's got too much going on. She's not going to. There's only so much she can handle right now. She's just going to eat her food in peace.
Does Kaporn get the same meal?
If you wanted to, yeah.
Only if I don't know. I didn't order, so I was like, if it comes to me, Kaporn's doesn't know what happened, so he's just eating everything.
But unless you guys want something specific to say, do, or interact with before you would go to Balar's place as it ends or closes, now would be the time.
Just the singular restaurant we're at already, he would ask for any sort of alcohol.
Oh yeah, they've got I think 32 different types of alcohol,
You don't want to get a glass of water?
and that's just at the
Not
vegan
necessary.
place.
Kaporn's like, what's the cheapest bottle of alcohol you got?
Oh,
But he's walked away.
it's this thing called piss ginger.
Second.
It's literally piss and ginger.
Ginger, add some spice.
Kaporn's like, maybe not. Kaporn.
What price range would be the way that he would say it.
For some piss ginger.
End up.
Oh, the piss ginger comes at about 2 trillium a bottle. The most expensive that we've got is... I don't have them labeled by price here, so hold on.
First one to catch your eye. What is?
The most expensive one we've got is called Bright Dew, and that one comes at about 75 trillium a bottle.
Holy crap! Do they have anything on draft, or is everything bottled?
Oh no, but he's asking like to buy.
Oh, okay.
What can 12 trillion get me?
12 trillium can get you a few things. First one would be bone brew. That's a common one.
Bone brew?
Aye.
Are you still talking about bottles?
You're going to spend all your
Yes.
money on alcohol. That
This
is
is
the
all-
financial decision you are making right now.
Corn has 15 gold pieces, but he's spending his 12 trillion pieces.
I
Another.
don't think they would take gold, right?
Nope.
Yeah, they don't take gold.
Another good one in that same price range is a flask chest.
Does it come in an actual flask?
Flask with a chest.
No, it's supposed to represent like a fire burning in your chest. Think of it like bottom shelf whiskey.
Fireball.
That's top shelf shit, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was just gonna say like
That is, I drink like a bottle by itself, and like no,
I was kidding.
Fireball's. I mean, not top, but it's not the worst bottom shelf stuff. It's kind of in the middle-ish.
Not what's in the well, at least. Yeah.
But yeah, so if you're wanting to buy bottles, those are probably your best options. If you just want like a glass of something right now under 12 trillium, it gives you more options. But yeah,
Draft is always cheaper.
Recommended hoity-toity.
if you're feeling like the hoity-toity type, you're probably gonna want the Bright Dew. The next highest one up we've got is where is it? Barrel View, but it's spelt like berry, Berry, with an L, so it's Barrel Brew. It's a play on words. That one is going to cost you about 60 trillium a bottle.
corn's kind of like another waiter like 12 trillion to get the bone brew, just because it's uninteresting.
All right.
We literally all see it.
Yep.
He's gonna have the most puppy dog eyes he possibly can as a Kenku, and say 60 right do.
I'm sorry, wee bird. We don't haggle our prices here.
Just sort of blinks, seems like okay, and then looks towards the rest of the group. 60, and there's gestures towards himself.
Rashi's face looks confused, and she just shrugs at him because I don't understand that as a player.
I think he's saying that he'll pay for 60.
He's saying that all he's got left is 60 trillion. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I kind of figured, but I was just like, I don't think Rashi quite has his patterns yet, because it's only been like what, a few weeks or so, I think.
It's only been like it's been a week or a little over.
Right about a week, yeah.
Yeah, so it's only been like a week or so,
It's been a wild week.
right? Sometimes it be like that.
So are you guys buying any bottles here, or are you waiting until you go downstairs?
Corn's going back to the room, so he gets a bottle of bone brew.
Yes, and the bottle comes out about the size of a wine bottle, but it's the art of the style of the bottle itself. It looks like it's a glass bottle. It's frosted, and the top of it has like a skeleton hand, kind of like this, over the top of it, and the cork comes out of what would be its tibia.
Oh, that's cool. Corn appreciates that.
Rachel will hold off for now.
Okay.
Rashi drinks draft because she is not wasting her money. Like that.
But as far as meals for everybody goes at the Elder Whoopentinger, it's going to cost you all like 2 trillium a plate, and it comes with 1 drink.
Bryn
not
will
the
pay
pi-
that.
not the piss ginger, right? It doesn't come with the piss ginger.
No, just a sly ale.
Okay, good.
All right, so you guys take your time. Who's all going to go see Bellar? Because you all eventually need to go with him because he's the one that needs to escort you down for dinner. And then
Agreed.
he's going to escort 2 of you guys further down.
Gotcha.
I mean, Rashi can kind of freely hang out in his space, but I don't know how comfortable he would feel with other people hanging out there while he's not there.
Well, I mean, he closes up the shop, so it's not like it's just open and walk aroundable. He closes and just has you guys like chill there as he goes down to relay the message and then come back up. So you guys are waiting there for like a max of 10 minutes.
I think we agreed that Bryn and Richa, and I don't know if Nori's gonna do something, but Bryn and Richa, we're gonna go.
And
I'm
before
thinking
they
of
go,
turning into a spider and coming with, just to be really small and stealthy. But I'm worried about anti-magic stuff because we've had to deal with it.
I was going to say, so we're going to do another Emerald Quay scenario.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to deal with that.
Again, do not get Rashi banned from her home.
Oh, she wouldn't be there,
That's
so no
the
worries.
plan.
Yeah, but if there was some sort of like ward or
Kerfuffle?
something that, or something that like, all of a sudden they're like, there's 3 people here, not 2 people.
So
Like
That's
that.
what I figured.
you go with Balar, and he takes all of you down to his home. And then from there, he asks who's going.
If Richa is going, he's going to spend the last ounce or whatever of his yellow paint to do his makeup again.
Kaporn offers to do Bryn's.
She denies heartily.
Aw,
thank you, but no.
Kaporn has a plus 11 now.
Thank you, but no.
Bryn
Still
bought,
gonna come out as a
Bryn bought
12.
fancy clothes.
Yeah, if I guess there was time, she would have went back to the place to change.
Yeah.
I guess. Go back.
Yeah, you guys can be as prepped as you want to be here.
And Kaporn like, be quick, quiet, be safe, and applies bardic inspiration to the 2 of them.
And I think right before they leave, I'm gonna cast enhance ability on them to give them advantage on charisma checks.
Okay.
And it is a transmutation spell, so it's not enchantment or the things you mentioned.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll see if that has an
transmutation,
effect.
wouldn't that? Wait, say it again.
Nothing.
If you're gonna do this, then I'm not gonna cast it because I don't want them to get hurt.
The choice is always yours.
I often make wrong choices.
Bryn, how geared are you going? I just mainly say because there might be magical wards and you have a lot of magical items, so not saying they would be directly against having them there. It's just like if you all of a sudden walk through a ward, your arm sword might just all of a sudden poop out your back.
Kaporn offers to hold her stuff, but like,
Oh hell no! As soon as you open your mouth, no.
And Rachel, the
Nori
same thing.
offers-
Last time you touched her things, it ended so poorly. No.
Kaporn's all like, don't mention that here.
I guess she'd probably ask, since her child's going with her, how much room if he has in the bag of holding, if she could store those things, just to stay with us, since our room is having issues, and I don't really trust it yet.
I would assume he's got plenty of space. It's not a lot of stuff I've got in there.
Yeah, you guys never got any weapons to put in there.
Yeah, thanks for that reminder.
I mean, we put a body in there though, so we know it fits a body.
Wait, do we know that Saren or that Rachel buried Saren?
No, we don't.
No
You guys
idea.
just assume he's carrying around Saren's body still.
Bryn like gingerly puts the sword in, thinking she's gonna poke Saren. But also, Richard, bag of holding. If you want to take it or leave it, there is a chance of stuff going awry because it depowers magical weapons and items.
Well, last time it just made it so I couldn't pull anything out of it, though.
Yep, that could be the same thing here. It could be something different.
Do you want me to hold on to it, Rachel?
Yeah, he'll hand it over. And then there's other stuff. He doesn't want to go in unarmed, so he's gonna bring his rapier. But the rest of his magical equipment is going into the bag of holding as well.
Okay,
Is the rapier's magical, right?
not anymore.
It's not anymore because of my warlock pact going away.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Ballard didn't say anything about no weapons, so that's fine.
Yeah, I'll unequip my battle arm thing, whatever, the arm blade, and
Okay.
put it in the bag of holding.
All right.
I guess would she get the sense if it would be weird if she showed up with her short sword and shield? And her knife, though. And her armor, I guess.
No, I mean, there's constantly people you're seeing walk around with weapons on them. And technically, with your longsword, it could just turn it off and make it non-magical, or it could do something else to it. So,
See, I don't like that.
well, no, I'm just letting you guys know. So if I can't say like, oh yeah, nothing's gonna happen to it, it's just not gonna work, and then something happens to it, you can't be like, you fucker. I'm just saying,
Yes, I know.
multiple things can happen. But I'm just like, so you're saying there's a chance. I'm saying there's a risk.
I'm also gonna put, just so it's out of my freaking thing, the short bow and short sword I have in my inventory, just because why
Okay.
not?
You have so many weapons.
Yes, I do.
She's your only front line. Let her have as many weapons as she wants.
I'll also put the longbow in there because I don't think I'm gonna need that. Hopefully.
I
Rashi
was
can be a
pretty long
secondary
front
front line.
I was kind of
And
front
yeah,
line.
Rachada's pretty good.
She's meant to hit things and hit things
She's the,
and
that's
hit things.
she's the meat shield.
Yeah, for some reason, she hardly gets hit. Everyone else gets focused.
It's very frustrating for her.
Probably why.
Well, it's mainly because the casters end up going first in initiative all the time, and people are like, those seem like a threat. Alright, so you got... Ballard takes you guys down to his home. Doesn't go inside with you all, but kind of gestures you, mainly you, Rashi, to go in first and go see your mother. With whoever is staying behind to stay behind, and whoever is going with to follow him as he continues on. You guys have noticed the architecture has changed decently dramatically coming down to the 4th, 5th disc. It's gone from mainly sort of wooden construction to very metallic construction. A lot of the buildings here are made out of metal, different types of metal, and though they resemble some of the buildings upstairs, it's just wholly metal. And for those that go inside right away, you guys see that though the outside is made of metal, and even all of the disc, it's no longer stone, it's metal for the whole disc. There, as soon as you walk inside the room itself, it's immediately padded. So there's very thick rugs that get placed all over here. And so it kind of pulls you away from thinking you're walking on metal all the time. But as soon as you open up the door and kind of peek your head in, you just, Rashi, almost like kind of open the door and peek your head in and look around, and like as you turn your head, it's just a bosom directly in your face, and you just get scooped up by your mother as she just like, "But Rashi!" and just kind of just ear splitting from the side you weren't focusing on, and just bear hugs the crap out of you, and you're just kind of like letting it happen. Like you're hugging her back, but you're just like, I can't, mom. Tap her shoulder, like mom. And she's just picks you up and kind of just like twists you side to side. Her being a little bit taller than you. But we'll get to that interaction probably next session, as we need to follow Bryn and Racha as they follow Ballard down to the 6th disc.
Before Bryn leaves, Nori's gonna give her a kiss and just say, "Stay safe."
See you for dinner.
Be quick, be quiet, be safe.
And you guys go. The difference between the 5th and the 6th disc is pretty drastic. Going from it being more of a residential situation on the 4th and 5th, with decent shops that still mark the area, going down to the 6th, it takes a massive turn. The buildings are no longer housing size, they're more warehouse size. A lot of them are much larger, bigger. This is very much more a working disc than it is residential. And as you see that, and as you're getting led through, it's still all made out of metal. The metal has all taken on a darker tint, a different metal than you've seen in the past. Everything has a bit of like a black and green texture. But as you walk through, Balar, as soon as you guys get off the elevator, Balar has to talk with a couple Duragar to allow you guys to go through. And they put these necklaces around you. It's just simple twine that's connected to a black square of metal. And it's basically like a visitor's pass. And you're allowed to go through. He tells you guys that Thralzak has agreed to meet at the Absent Spade Tavern, one of the higher end taverns for the 6 to 10 discs. As he pulls up to the outside of the tavern, he gets stopped by 3 Duragar who are wearing blindingly clean armor, full plate mail, and it almost hurts to look at. When it kind of catches a little bit of light, it reflects, and you're just like, ugh. And you wouldn't be surprised if it has platinum imbued into it. It's like that shiny. And they halt you all, and they talk to Balar a little bit, and they kind of look over and flick your tags just to make sure they're real. And you realize that when they flick it, they have metal gauntlets on. They flick, which you're expecting as far as like metal to hit, like a ting. It's more of a ting, and it vibrates for a while. And they kind of nod to each other and step aside. And Balar says, "I'm not allowed any further, so it's up to you. Throzak dim hearts inside. He is... You'll notice him when you walk in, that's for sure. I'll be here waiting for you when you get out."
Bryn will nod to him. Thank you for this.
Yeah, no problem. And one of the guards who move to the side kind of like gestures for you to move again. So you guys go in, probably with Bryn in the lead, with Shaw either side by side or right behind. And the steps up are metal. It's about 4 steps to get onto the platform where the tavern is located. The tavern's decently large, too. The doors, as soon as you walk forward, you hear them slide open as soon as you step on the last step. And then you hear a... And as you walk into the place, just in time, they close behind you. Looking around, same cushion sort of interior on the floor to mask the metal. And the tables in here are also made out of metal. Round, circular tables, mark the different areas inside the tavern. The beams, the bar, everything is made out of this metal as well. But everything, all the corners have cushions to them. You look around at the patronage in here, and there's about 8 people that are sitting down. 8 Duragar. 6 male, 2 female, and the 2 female are paired up with some of the males. But there's one individual that stands out. Out of all the tables that are around, there's one table that is up on top of a slightly lifted platform in the corner. Looks like maybe this was a entertainer's corner. Possibly a band goes here or whatever during the more lively nights. But there's only a singular table that's put up here. And during this time, a individual sits there, leaning back in his chair, legs crossed. As far as the wear that you've seen a lot of the Durgar wearing, usually very neutral colors and very, what's the word for it? Not smart. Down-to-earth clothing. And some, as you've gotten lower, have gotten into a little bit more fine dress. But this individual right here, sitting legs crossed, and I mean like legs out crossed. Like, you know, he's doing the full, I don't give a fuck. And is sitting sideways in his chair as he's leaning one arm over the back end of the chair, sipping on what looks like a shot glass. Just kind of looks over and sees you all, starts snapping his fingers to get you attention. You see him in all white, just completely head to toe, long white buttoned up tunic, long white pants that go all the way down to the boots, which are all white as well. And as you get closer, obviously, he's like, over here, over here. And you guys immediately start taking that direction as people are watching you. As you get closer, you notice, though they do have like grayish to slate gray skin, Thrazek has the coloration to the face, but through his neck has like this black that kind of creeps up in places. You'd almost think it's like someone took a pencil and was shading portions of his neck. But it creeps up from the chest area somewhere. You can't see because it's all buttoned up. And the black is like starting, and it doesn't go past the chin. So some reach up to the jawline, but not all of it. He kind of swipes his hand, and 2 chairs slide across and allow you two to sit. He snaps his fingers again, and quickly one of the bartenders kind of runs over with 2 more shot glasses. She takes the bottle that's on the table and pours into the shot glasses. And as she does, it's a clear liquid, but at the same time, it is sparkly as shit. Like, it's almost like she's pouring diamonds, as that's how much light is getting reflected through this water. And she finishes pouring, and kind of just nods to everybody, and he kind of flips a coin towards her in the direction that she's starting to walk, and she catches the platinum. And she runs back to the bar. So, heard you're looking to possibly make a business partner. I am
Yeah.
Throzik Dimhart, and who do I have the pleasure of discussing said business?
Yes, that is true. My name is Brynhilder, Johanna's daughter.
Nice to meet you, Brynhilder. Nice to meet you too.
You can call him Racha. It's easier on the throat.
Oh, trust me, I don't have a problem with the throat problems. Kind of flicks the eyebrows up for a second. So, I don't like to fuck around. Well, I do, but not when it comes to business. So, what exactly are you looking for? I am not here to waste my time. And please, have a drink. As takes the shot glass and sips on it a little bit.
Alright, we're gonna try to drink it, but not drink it. Just like the teeniest bit.
A tongue dip for Bryn. He'll mimic. He won't go hard on it, but he'll do as much as
The shot glasses are see-through.
Yeah, I'll do like just a smidge, not nothing,
Okay.
not a lot.
How much are you doing, Ritra?
Sort of just mimicking him, not really like downing it, but whatever he does, maybe to a little bit of a less of an extent.
Yeah, he just kind of just takes a little sip off the top, and as you guys do, it tastes warm. There is no taste; it's just a temperature. It's weird. It's almost like inhaling warmer air. It feels like, as it kind of like coats over the tongue. Doesn't numb it. There's no con save. It just it feels like taking a breath of warm air on a cold day. Just kind of like, oh, like it just feels good.
Constantly feel the breeze.
So, business? What do you have to offer, and what would you like?
We were hoping to set up a contract for Becca's blanking, even though I'm looking at my notes. We're hoping to set up a contract for race with you for those arms.
And who is this contract going to be fulfilled through? Do you have shipments? Do you have routes? How much would you need? Is there particular items? Is there a timeline?
In I guess it's Barnabas's voice. He'd just sort of mimic the what did he say? Just need to create a line of communication with an arms dealer.
I see. So this is more of a courtesy call.
You could call it that.
Open up a door.
Yes.
All right. I'm interested. So, am I going to be dealing directly with you every time? I don't mean to be insultive, but you don't seem the higher business type.
Wait, he doesn't mean to like be insulted, as he doesn't want to be insulted.
No,
or
he's
he-
not trying to insult you, but he's basically saying you guys are too stupid to run a business,
Oh,
so...
100%.
Fair enough. Just sort of nods.
I agree. Um, no, you would be dealing with our boss. He just wanted us to come down here for it.
I can appreciate that, and sort of glad that I'm not making a contract with underlings. No, not trying to insult you or anything.
No, I understand.
So, who exactly is your boss? And where exactly can I care to hear from him?
His name is Barnabas. Barnabas Eldrith.
Barnabas. We've heard a bit of this man.
Oh, you have?
Yes, some of it intriguing, while others a bit worrisome, as far as being in a business relationship would go. So that begs a new question, and he kind of sits up. And over his shot glass, kind of. I need to know how this is going to go. Because if half of what I heard is correct, then, well, I could just be looking at making a contract to end my life. How do I know this is, what do you common people say, on the up and up?
You can give him some payment.
Yes, he definitely wants a good relationship with you. And she'll get out one of the diamonds that he was given, or she was given. Just to start with that one.
Okay. So you put it on the table in front of him, he kind of looks at you, looks down at it, picks it up. And interestingly enough, when he picks it up, he holds it between his fingers, and then the tips of his finger go black. And he squeezes the diamond, and it, almost like it's made out of like rubber, it bends with how he squeezes. I've seen this before. Quite ingenious, Barnabas. And then he squeezes it super hard and it pops. And he opens up his hands in a cup motion and pours a liquid out of the diamond skin. You see it go into his palm, and as it does so, it's liquid mithril. And he kind of moves it around. You guys never seen mithril liquid form before, but it's got the same shine.
Richard is like, ooh, fascinating. What is it?
He kind of like moves it around in his hand as he's looking at the consistency of it. And you see him go. Seems like Barnabas has done his homework. I'm guessing there's more than where that came from.
Richard gets out a gold piece and like starts chewing on it. Like, didn't work.
Ren will nod and get the other one out.
He doesn't pop this one. He holds it. Does go squishy in his fingers, but he puts it away. Okay. You've got my attention. And then from behind, so where the table is sitting at, it's kind of So when you walked into the tavern, floor plan wise, kind of looks like an octagon. And the far right corner is where this little raised platform is at, and that's where you guys are sitting. The chair that he's sitting on is facing towards the front door, and the two that you are on are facing the back wall. Off to your right, about 10 feet or so, is the wall of the establishment. So, in between that distance of the table and the wall, you hear a voice. A voice, Bryn, you've heard before. Well, I'm glad that you guys were finally able to work on this deal. And standing there, with his hand in his pocket, very nice suit is on, almost pinstripe-esque. Red horns, red tiefling self, as the tail whips behind him. Thrazik kind of looks over, goes, I thought that would get your attention. He extends his hand very courteously and graciously to Thrazik. Barnabas Elrith, at your service. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh, I wanted to be like, hi, boss.
He's the literal picture of the devil.
Fun fact, my computer just died.
Well, there you go.
mean, you know, you're dealing with, like, the literal devil, you know.
How?
Oh, wonderful hat change.
Oh no,
Wait, what does that mean?
not good.
I mean, Jack Skellington kind of like embodies Barnabas Elrith.
Yeah.
If you really had to. I was actually picturing his pinstripe white and black suit.
Except that Jack Skellington isn't a douchebag asshole.
Barnabas
Neither
isn't a
is Barnabas,
douchebag.
to be fair. He's never done anything
Okay.
inherently
Jack
douchebag.
Skellington isn't a slimy, shady ne'er-do-weller person.
He did kidnap Santa Claus.
Technically, Lock, Shock, and Barrel kidnapped Sandy Claus.
He
And
didn't
also,
fight
to
it
be
at the beginning.
fair, Barnabas Elworth hasn't really had us do anything completely bad. Except for rob somebody. That's about the only thing he's asked us to.
But at the same time, like, it
I
wasn't
mean,
really like
just wait.
robbing a bad guy or robbing a good person. It was a kind of a shady establishment at that too. So Barnabas,
That doesn't make it better. That
I know, but-
doesn't help your case at all.
Yeah, and they killed Bryn, so it was just kind of a fair payback.
yeah, I mean,
Still doesn't make it any better.
Well, Shaw did kill
Also-
two people.
Yeah, I was gonna say I killed a lot more than just Britain.
So I mean,
there was
in
there was
the
the two people I actually killed, and then there was like a lot of people I accidentally killed.
So in the case of Barnabas, he hasn't done anything wrong to us.
He
Except for,
doesn't
like,
have to. He doesn't have to. I could tell by the description of him. He's such a shady ass
He has
fucker.
people for that, guys, like us.
Yeah, exactly. That's what makes him shady. He
All right, guys.
wants other people into doing.
So, any questions that I can answer?
Oh,
No.
how did he appear?
How much of this drink can I drink?
He's like, oh, hi, boss.
Just out of sheer like, oh shit.
Richard dies instantly.
oh, wait, I want to
We
ask
have
about
another
those,
way of doing that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey,
Wait, those gems were they only squid? I feel like we're never gonna see those gems again for us.
The diamonds?
Yeah, the diamonds. Or was it like a spell that only for that guy that would let it go squishy like that? Or I find that's really
I
cool.
guess I never tried to squish the fucking diamonds.
Well, Bryn, you handled them. They were solid.
Solid.
I never went and did this to
I mean,
him.
Thrazik's finger fingers did go black, so maybe there was some sort of like dwarven artificery type of specific thing. Not that Thrazik's necessarily an artificer, but a lot of the Duergar have artificer backgrounds.
Yeah, Richa wouldn't have stolen anything other than diamonds. That's all I'm saying. He had that 5,000 gold one or whatever.
Yeah, but that amount of
Well.
liquid mithril would have probably been about 15,000 gold worth.
And then he ate it.
He really just drank it.
Yeah.
He just downed it. He's like, fuck it. That's great.
And that is
He's
some
pissed-
rich people
He's
garbage.
literally,
Right?
he's literally pissing gold here. He's literally gonna be pissing gold.
That's old world money rich people that like they just don't give a shit.
But he is sipping his drink, so
Because the drink probably melts the liquid, the mithril or something in him, or solidifies it, and all of a sudden he's just walking around with a gold bar in his intestines.
I'll get it out later.
That's true.
Sounds,
Just
that
gotta,
sounds worse.
just gotta eat some fiber.
Richa, when he saw Barnabas, accidentally swallowed that coin. Like, oh.
That's gonna be painful.
Oh god, where does that come out of? Birds, it all comes out of the same spot.
But yeah, birds have cloacas. Oh
All
dear. Okay, well, I gotta go because I have a job interview, so I want to get some sleep.
Good luck, have fun.
Yeah, good luck, man.
I'll see y'all Monday. Bye.
Bye.
Good luck.
Any questions, everybody else?
Oh god.
I think I'm good.
Can I offer Rashi's mom a drink?
Are we done? Can we leave? Can Brendan and Richard skedaddle?
Oh, well, since Barnabas is here, bye, guys.
Wonderful.
You
You
handle
got
this.
this.
Now. We're gonna go. We've got a dinner to get to.
Yeah, you guys only facilitated a way for him to bypass any and all security.
Oops.
Yeah, I figured it. We have been forced to work for this man. Otherwise, he will kill us, and he has many means to do so, or fuck us over in spectacular ways.
I mean, to be fair, the contract is made with one of his friends.
yes, but
he-
he's also
He doesn't have a contract with you guys.
the head of this thing. He may not have a contract with us, but
What thing? You show some proof that he is the main proprietor of any and all things. As far as paperwork goes, the only thing he owns is a couple ships and a port that is now destroyed.
Love that so much, Val. I can't tell you how much I love that.
oh, we will have to bring up Rashi's mom.
Ooh, let's bring to dinner.
All right. So, if no questions are had, or you've come up with some later, feel free to message me and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. If I don't talk to you all before then, have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you all Monday.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night, y'all.
For all those that stopped by to hang out with us, you guys have a great night. See you all next time. conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brent.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.